there are new changes coming up next year, but if you want to get ahead of the curve and you think you're going to replace it, but you don't want to replace the system now, here's what I'm willing to do. I can buy all the equipment if you want to buy it now and put it in at a later date. I have a feeling it's going to save you 20%, 30%, which is huge on a furnace and air conditioner. If your system is 15, 20 years or older and you know you're going to do it, probably not time to be putting it off. I mean, we have 0% financing for up to 60 months if you qualify. I can help you out. Call me, Bart Inman, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Just this one name, Bart Inman. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Trusted information, live and local. From the award-winning KMOX Newsroom.
We had 5 million people cross our border illegally since Joe Biden took office. And let's compare that to how many Russians have invaded Ukraine. 82,000 Russians have invaded Ukraine. I think the American people and the taxpayers of this country deserve to know why the Biden administration and this Congress is so interested in funding the protection of Ukraine's border and not the protection of our border. That's a very good question.
All right, back in on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores, Kevin Wheeler, Hancock, and Kelly with us. That is the brain genius known as Marjorie Taylor Greene. So Hancock and Kelly are political analysts here. Tell us, how do we compare two things that are not at all alike?
Well, you just heard it.
It seems like she forgot about the missiles. I mean,
he's one of those.
Mexico is just indiscriminately firing missiles into the United States.
You got to do the math on that, right? Because those are what are those calls? Those are false force multipliers, right? So every missile's got to be like 1,000 people.
Guys, and this is the party of Ronald Reagan. This is the party that was going to stand up to the Great Bear. And now we just are rolling over and allowing Vladimir Putin, to move his authoritarian agenda worldwide. And this is going to be the problem that Kevin McCarthy has. How do you rationalize with someone like that? Unfortunately, there's a lot of them in the Republican caucus.
Well, and also, like, Kevin McCarthy, if he were a leader, would call that out and say those are not commensurable items. You're not comparing migrants fleeing totalitarian dictatorships and horrific living conditions to an aggressor nation in Russia and their pseudo-imperialistic monomaniacal leader in Vladimir Putin. And here, do you know what's even more annoying than what Marjorie Taylor Greene said, or at least maybe it makes it worse?
Wow, that's pretty annoying.
That's pretty annoying, is the way she says it, and I'm just asking questions tone. Everything she said is this very condescending, like, isn't it interesting that Congress cares more about this? That is so much bologna sandwich, I can't even take it.
Bologna sandwich. Well,
wow.
Strong
language from Amy Mark.
Boy, you're really getting the potty mouth on a Friday.
Well,
Tyler, could you dump that, please?
Yeah.
The acronym of bologna sandwich is BS, though. So that's interesting.
Is that what that's always meant?
Yeah. So here's the thing from where I sit as a Republican, as a conservative Republican. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't speak for the Republican Party, but she certainly is somebody that the other side's going to utilize to show how kooky some elected officials are. And, some elected officials are kooky. And no one party has a monopoly on that attribute.
I don't know. You guys seem to be getting one.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. But here's the thing about Ukraine and why it does matter, and it does underscore a actual real division in the GOP. This is a ground war in Europe. We've not seen that since World War II. And what's happening here is that a democratically elected government has been invaded by an adversary. And if there is ever a time for the United States to exercise some leadership in the world, this is precisely the kind of situation where that makes sense. And I think is necessary and essential and required for us to step up as we have. And I hope and I think that we will continue to do that and be there for the Ukrainian army, who's had great success in repelling these awful war crime committing Russian invasion. So, we'll see how that all continues to play out. We are depleting at this point some of our strategic capacity because of the amount of material we've supplied Ukraine. And that's another topic that's going to need to be visited by this next Congress, because we're going to need to replenish some of those materials for our own defensive purposes. And that's going to be important as well.
I think it's important to remember that while I would like to think we always just do the right thing as a country, there's no way we're involved in this if there's not a strategic advantage in it for us. Like if there's not, there's something in this for us. It's not just, we feel bad for Ukraine. It makes sense for us to be there and to be helping them.
Isn't it a stable Europe?
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Yes,
it's the territorial
exactly.
integrity.
Well, and even beyond
of
a
a
stable,
nation state.
even beyond a stable Europe. I mean, China's watching this too. And they're looking at Taiwan. They've had designs on that for decades. And China plays a very long game of politics over the centuries. So they have. But the division in the GOP that this underscores is you have those like myself who believe that the world is a fundamentally better place if the United States plays an active leadership role. And you have Republicans, and a growing number of them, who believe that our focus needs to be strictly domestic. Those would be the nationalistic policies. Donald Trump certainly is in that camp. Rand Paul certainly is in that camp. Marjorie Taylor Greene is in that camp too. And a lot of Republicans think that it is foolhardy for the U.S. to be expending resources and energy and effort in these foreign entanglements when we have so many problems at home. And that division is significant and real inside the GOP.
What's interesting to me on this, Michael, is that when we've gone into these modes in the past, it hasn't ended well. We did this before World War I, and things escalated and got to a point where it was much worse than it could have been. In World War II, we stayed out. We're going to do our own thing. We're not going to worry about it. And we ended up getting drawn in anyway because of the forces of other people. It seems like it's unrealistic at this time in history, and really any time in the 20th century, to say, you know what? Not our problem. It is, because eventually it's going to impact you or your allies, right?
Well, right. And the reality here is that this is not an unprecedented situation. Vladimir Putin's already invaded Ukraine and taken places. That was prior to this second wave of the invasion. And he's not going to stop there. And so what is our interest, and why do we have to do it? Because NATO countries share a border with those with Ukraine, and that could very well continue to spill. I don't think this guy's going to stop. So one would hope that people would understand that, in the Gulf War, we were trying to fight the terrorists over there. What we're dealing with now is a madman who wants to take over Europe, and he's not going to stop. And so I think our interests are even more aligned with getting involved in this conflict than any of the previous ones we've been in since World War II.
It's Michael Kelly, John Hancock in with us on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Marks, Kevin Wheeler with you here. So much more that we need to cover, not only with these two guys, but obviously we got trending later this hour. We'll talk a little bit more about Twitter. We've got our Fun Police Friday coming up in 1 o'clock hour. I think Michael Kelly is going to be the in-house winner for Fun Police, considering where he is down in Florida. And we'll also have our Friday draft coming up a little bit later on here on the show.
I only know what life looks like and feels like through my eyeballs. It's my life. I wonder if anyone is where they thought they would be. I'm not where I thought I would be even 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Life changes so much. Yeah, hey, make your plans, do what you want to do, whether it's marriage or kids or your job or your health.
Discover the life of Dave Glover.
I'm surprised at how surprising life is.
Weekday afternoons beginning at 2, only on KMOX.
Recent impacts with inflation, ongoing COVID concerns, and geopolitical conflict have us all and the markets on edge. Heisey Advisory Group understands the importance of having a customized strategy for retirement, especially during uncertain times, to help ensure these concerns don't have an impact on your retirement. Heisey Advisory Group is a St. Louis-based, family-owned and operated holistic retirement planning firm. Our team has defined a process that puts together all the pieces of the financial puzzle, working with all of your service providers to help develop an individualized plan that grows with you as your life changes and your needs evolve. If you're not confident that your retirement plan is on track to deliver the lifestyle you want amid historic levels of uncertainty, call us today at 314-328-4400. That's 314-328-4400.
Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through A Wealth Management, LLC.
Get your car at your price at Bomarito. Shop thousands of new vehicles at our state-of-the-art sales and service facility. Our product specialists will make your experience quick and easy. Or just browse, view, and buy 100% online with Bomarito Fast Pass. Let's get more for your trade and the Bomarito nationwide warranty. 10 years, 200,000 miles. A better experience, a better price. Go with the automotive leader, Bomarito, Missouri's #1 automotive group. Open 24/7 at Bomarito.com.
At 10:30, we have windy conditions, sunny skies, 28 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Stuart McMillan. Twitter's new owner, Elon Musk, gave employees an ultimatum: work extra hard or quit. Many called his bluff and left. Now Twitter offices are closed through Monday. Kerry Flynn is a media deals reporter for Axios and says it makes sense to close the doors because the company is trying to figure out who left and who didn't.
They just told employees to choose yes if they wanted to stay and then just not reply if they wanted to leave. So access wasn't immediately revoked at the time of resignation.
Hosting Thanksgiving dinner this year, you're going to have to dig a little deeper into your pocket to pay for it. The American Farm Bureau Federation says traditional Thanksgiving dinner will cost 20% more than it did just last year.
The avian flu has really done a number on turkey flocks. We've lost about 6 million or a little more turkeys to avian flu.
Kim Severson with the New York Times. Snow, and lots of it, is falling over a large portion of western New York State. A state of emergency ordered to keep people from getting out. Daniel J. had to get to the hotel where he works at in West Seneca, New York.
I rode a four-wheeler ATV. It took me an hour to go 3/4 of a mile. So as far as accumulation goes, it's pretty heavy, pretty wet.
A 3-foot wide water main break has St. Louis City issuing a precautionary boil order. The order includes downtown and downtown west and other neighborhoods. See a list at KMOX.com. Stalled vehicle, I-270 westbound at McDonald Boulevard on the right shoulder. Crash I-270 northbound just past Geordie Ferry. The left lane is closed right now. Your weather brought to you by Midwest Money. It's mostly sunny, very cold, gusty winds, a high of 33, roof fills around the 20s for today. Tonight, low around 21 in the city, teens in the outlying areas. 41 tomorrow, sunny, breezy, and cold in the afternoon. High of 41 on Sunday. Plenty of sunshine, though. A little bit chilly in the afternoon. Right now, 27 degrees in Florissant, 28 in St. Peter's, and 28 downtown at the Arch. It's not all about money at Midwest Money, you know. Come see the spectacular model railroad train layout the first Sunday of every month. It's free. Come one, come all to Midwest Money. And while you are there, walk across the street and check out the coin shop at Midwest Money. I'm Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
No one's more locked into the NFL than First and Pod.
Why is it not within the realm of possibility that Geno Smith was a victim of a horrible organization, bad offensive coaching, and then went and played behind 3 high-level talents and only got spot starts and did okay, by the way?
Well, because it doesn't really happen that often anymore.
Subscribe to First and Pod on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
KMOX News Time is 10:33. Donate a car, get a tax receipt, and tickets to the St. Louis Aquarium at mersgoodwill.org.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. Planning a road trip this fall? Maximize your fuel economy by inflating tires to proper pressure and packing light. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com. Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
The Vietnam War united and divided our nation. A fracture still felt 5 decades later. Vietnam, at War and at Home, a new exhibit at Soldiers Memorial Military Museum, examines how the St. Louis region contributed to the dramatic storylines of this pivotal period of war, protest, tragedy, and change. From photos of the front lines to popular music, to the experiences of those who served and the refugees who fled and settled here, the exhibit illuminates the Vietnam era and offers connections to today.
Tonight, it's women's Billikens basketball action as they take on Green Bay, Wisconsin. Pre-game 6:47, tip at 7. Hear the game here on your home for Billikens basketball, KMOX. It's Fun Police Friday. Friday on the show.
All right, well, Fun Police is always at 1:30 for the rest of us, but we're not going to have Hancock and Kelly at 1:30, so we're going to put the fellas to the test with Fun Police Friday. You guys, I assume you're kind of familiar with this. You tell us your weekend plans, and then the 3 officers in the room decide whether that's okay or not.
Yeah.
And then you may be detained.
Now, here I would like to
fined.
preface something with this. This guy, John Hancock, has been really cocky about his plans.
I know he has been.
He's been saying, I got plans this weekend.
Yeah,
so
he's the one that's like, when you pull him over, it's like, show me the radar.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I got plans.
Yeah.
Am I being detained? Am I free to go?
Yeah. Should we go, Michael, who we know?
Well, let's go with Michael.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead, Michael.
Always got
So
plans.
you're in Florida, Michael Kelly. What is the plan other than horsies today?
So I'm going to go see the horse racing this morning down at Gulfstream Park.
Nice.
So that will be fun. Then I'll probably find a nice meal somewhere. Tomorrow, gentlemen and lady, I will be on the golf course,
Shocking.
enjoying an 80-degree day of weather. And Sunday, I'm going to watch sports and the World Cup. So I think I will.
Okay, point of parliament here, Michael. Will you or will you not be playing Trump National Golf Course?
I will not be playing Trump National Golf Course because I don't think they'll let me in. Hey, Amy, I didn't tell you this. I applied to try to get a credential to go to Donald Trump's announcement. Unfortunately, and I never got a response back. But Frank Ladd, the incredible producer, gave me the information, and I filled it out, and I thought, how great would this be if I can go into Mar-a-Lago and be the voice for KMOX there?
They did a background check for you.
Like,
no chance.
That didn't last long.
Not that guy.
Wait,
not that guy.
Who are you playing golf with?
A couple of my friends down here.
All right.
Barney is one of them, and Mark's the other.
Nice.
And,
all right.
I'm sure we'll get paired up with somebody like a John Hancock who will just be out there looking for a buddy to play with.
I will not be out there. Although I do have a hole-in-one to my credit.
I think anytime you're in Florida, all plans are good plans. So I say
I
you
don't
are
know,
free
man.
to
You
go,
can-
sir.
I'm giving him a citation for not playing Trump National Golf Course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you're being you're being cited
Yeah,
for.
you're being cited.
Yeah.
I'll put in a word
I
with the
can't
judge
wait
for
to
you.
hear what excitement Amy's in, so I can say her.
Oh, Amy's detained
For a
every week for the most
walk
part.
Fenton or something exciting.
Michael throwing jabs
Damn.
from Florida.
Damn.
That's the best place to throw them from.
Yeah, it is.
I thought we were friends, Michael. I thought we were friends.
We are more than friends. We're coworkers. which means
Oh, that's right.
required to
You're
jab
family at this point.
That's true.
Than friends.
We're family.
coworkers.
John Hancock, what's up for you this weekend?
You know,
Bragger.
I don't like to talk.
Oh boy.
But the lovely Georgiana and I have been in a dinner club with 5 other couples for about 25 years.
Wow.
Dinner club.
What's a dinner club?
So this is every other month. We alternate, so you host it once a year.
Oh, okay. So it's
And-
okay. I get it.
And you go, and the cooking is amazing. They go all gourmet, and it's so tonight is dinner club at the Blums. And
I love the Blums.
let me tell you, Blum can cook. Blum,
Yeah, well, I've heard that.
Blum
I've heard
can
that.
cook, and so
Yeah.
I don't know what Blum's going to whip up tonight.
I know it's going to be Blumtastic.
It's
That's
gonna
what
be
everybody
phenomenal,
says.
phenomenal, and all of the guys and gals are really great chefs. I even cooked one night in the
What did you
25 years. I made filet and Cornish game hen with l'orange sauce.
Ooh,
Wow.
Ooh, that does sound delicious.
Yeah,
Well
it was,
done.
yeah, thank you.
So wait a minute. Is
Yeah.
this done in November every year? You guys do this in
Every
November?
other month. So yeah,
Oh, every
this
other
is-
month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this
right.
is so we'll host maybe in January. I think
Oh,
might be
So
our-
is this basically a Friendsgiving?
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it's we.
He gets cited for Friendsgiving.
No, hold on. I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
done.
Okay.
Yeah, let him finish.
Blowing
All right.
the whistle at
Are
10:30.
you going to tell us that you're bringing a board game so that you all can play? If you come on
No, Blum's got
bring
Blum's got
Jell-O
a
together?
Blum's got a pool table, Michael. So
Oh.
shut up. Now at 10:30 tonight, I go to Lambert International Airport
Oh.
and pick up John Hancock Jr.
Oh,
There we
who's
go.
going to spend Thanksgiving
That's
week
nice.
with us.
So you got a
And-
whole week.
Yes, and so having I miss my son. He's my buddy. We hang out with and so we're going to have a whole week with Johnny, and I'm very excited about that.
Okay,
And of
now
course,
that's good.
Tua.
You guys doing any
That's
father
good.
son stuff on the weekend, like just watching football
we
or whatever?
we may traverse to the Pink Galleon and
Does he do the snooker?
oh, he does. I mean,
Oh.
he's got a ways to
So
go.
is he at Michael Kelly level? Is
No.
he? No, he's Michael. You got to pick on him then.
Well, it's too easy.
Oh.
I mean, the fact that he's going to take his bingo balls to call his numbers tonight. Oh boy, I tell you what, you really know how to party, Hancock.
This is going to be a fun night.
Taking your
Nice.
bingo balls?
Bingo ball. I don't take bingo balls.
Bingo
I'm taking,
ball? What
I'm
the
not taking bingo ball. I don't know what he's talking about. Bingo balls.
B12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Let me ask you this question:
Yes.
If you are good at snooker,
Yes.
are you good at pool?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you're
Or
good at,
wait,
like,
which
eight
is
ball.
harder?
Snooker by
Okay,
pool
so
is like tiddlywinks compared to snooker.
Chess and
Okay.
checkers? Is that what we're
Yes,
talking about?
very much so.
Look at
Very
me.
much so. That
Interesting.
Kevin, you're like nailing it.
I'm
Today.
I'm
my
analogy
gosh.
I mean,
man.
he's
Don't-
just nailing it today.
Analogy man.
Unbelievable.
it's about time.
Yeah.
You gotta get those in there once in a while. Some point. It's kind of hard though.
So that's it.
Every
you
time
know,
I'm gonna
that's
add
my
something,
weekend.
there's like a
Wow.
It's a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
bad. Not bad.
you are not being detained.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Detained in Florida,
No.
and he's getting to go serve green Jello and everything's
Is there a
This
Jello
weather's
mold
getting to your
involved?
head.
No, I'm telling you, if you've eaten Blum's cooking, Michael, you would not be saying the things you're saying right now. This is going to be phenomenal. I don't know what he's going to.
So the host prepares the meal.
So yeah, so Georgianne usually when we're not the host, she brings dessert, which is
Okay.
over the top.
All right.
And somebody else will bring a salad, but the host has the entree.
They've
But
got the main
making,
dish.
making
Yeah.
a fancy dinner for 12 people,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
A lot of
That's a
work.
lot of food.
A lot of cleanup.
I
lot
hear
of
it's
work.
twice as much as doing it for 6 people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh my
phenomenal.
gosh.
But we all get along so great. And it's all girls that went to high school together. So
Oh, fun.
it's the girls and then their spouses. And we've all become really good, close friends over these
Mhm.
20 some years and very different kinds of people. But it's a great dinner club. I would highly recommend it if you could start up
Cool.
something in your youth and have
Only
a-
if
Yeah.
only I had a friend who would invite me to be a part of it.
Well, it's a couples thing, Kelly.
Oh.
Go get
I
married
can
and we'll
find a
talk.
date.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how everybody
He's
like
taking- now he's
you know,
taking
everybody like
shots at
you guys alternate hosts every couple of months. You can alternate dates every couple of months.
Well, he does. Yeah, that would be
that
fine.
sounds like a deal.
We'll,
Let him
we'll-
in.
Game.
We'll take it up with the board this evening.
Let him in.
Speaking of dates, you married the lovely Georgianne.
I did.
And you've never asked anyone out.
That is correct.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, never ask a girl out on a date.
What?
Would you like
So you
to
just went
explain?
straight to marriage?
No, I
Hey
used,
there, that's my pickup line. Hey, yeah, you want to get married?
So I always used intermediaries, and so with Georgianne. So here's what I was having a fundraiser. I was
Uh-huh.
running for re-election as state representative. It's the last election I won, and
But you won with Georgianne, and that was the only victory that
so anyway, so the gal that was organizing the event for me, a nice event. It was on the Goldenrod Showboat. We had Governor Ashcroft and the St. Louis Ragtimers performing. It was a great little event. And so she and I were having lunch and we're talking to the event.
1925?
And she says to
She
her,
must have gotten really hot and bothered.
so
on
So So she
was
said,
on a
I'm
paddle
telling the
boat.
story. Was I talking? I think I was talking. So she says to me, are you seeing anybody? I said, no. She says, are you interested? I don't know how it came up. And I said, I like that Georgianne Christie. She was in my Bible study at church, and she had this great smile. And I said, I like it, but I don't think she, blah, blah, blah. So Suzanne talked to Georgianne and found out that, there was an interest there. And so, and then we had the little group went on a picnic, and all the girls brought picnic baskets, and the guys had to bid on, and so I bid on her picnic basket, and and then our very
That's not a euphemism.
Sounds funny.
Is it?
Our very first date.
Raj and I went right to the same
place. Our very first date was that fundraiser on the Goldenrod Showboat, and that was it. And then from there, the rest is history.
So then, what about the next time you went out? You didn't say, "Hey, let's go out."
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's asking.
But
that's after you've already established that there's some kind of,
So this was a
I see.
long time ago.
Thing.
So as I dropped her off there on the front doorstep of her house at the end of the fundraiser, I said, Chuck, I think I'd like to have a second date. Chuck Woolery.
That's what you.
Oh, Chuck, you talked to a person that wasn't there.
No. You
You
remember?
said hello, Chuck, or well, Chuck.
I said, yeah, Chuck, because at the
Michael.
time, what was that show?
And we just
Love
can't
Connection.
figure out why
I know what
we
you're
needed
talking
an
Love Connection. So I said, Chuck, I think I'd like to have a second date. And I said, how about you, Georgianne? And she said, yes. And so
Oh,
that
my
was-
Lord.
That's how that
Oh
all
my
happened.
gosh!
Michael's like, this is why you needed an intermediary. That's what he just said.
That's why I needed an intermediary.
Yeah.
When the waiter came to the table, he said, I was thinking about having the filet. Will you check with my guest here and see if it's okay?
All right, that's enough of me.
All I know is I don't know. This probably says more about me than anything else. Every time I hear someone say picnic basket, I just think of Yogi Bear. A picnic basket.
What in the hell?
That one went over my head.
Nah, me too. I don't know.
Yeah, you were having a good day there for a while.
I know.
And then-
Hey, listen. At some point,
You
gotta
have to leave on a high note.
No. At some point, you got to lower expectations
Yeah.
because you can't have it up there all the
That
time.
was like we just watched what Elon did with Twitter. You
Oh,
know,
that was
like
not that
everybody
bad.
was using it and then just drive it into the
Boom.
ground.
Yep.
Except
That's what
I
Twitter
didn't cost
did.
anybody their jobs.
no.
Well, you might have.
Tune in later.
We'll see if this show lasts much longer. All right. Hey, Michael,
Yeah,
we miss you.
I miss you guys. I hope you guys have a good time.
Have fun.
Please, somebody report to me on the excitement that's going to be Amy Mark's course this weekend.
All right,
Oh.
we'll text you
Weigh
later,
in
Michael.
For the fun pool.
So
It'll be horrible, I
rude.
promise.
Don't lose too much at the track, buddy. Watch your horses.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, Michael. See you. By the way, happy Thanksgiving. Since we may not see you guys, won't be like next Friday is after Thanksgiving, so
Right.
not going to see you guys until then. So happy Thanksgiving to you
Thank
too,
you.
John Hancock. Thanks for everything. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Hancock and Kelly with us on the show. We've got trending next.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put junk sleep to bed. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, save up to 50% on Sealy, with queen mattresses starting at $349.99. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Get ready for a one-of-a-kind audio-visual experience. Timeless and everlasting. KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more, live in concert, 3 p.m. Saturday, December 10th at Enterprise Center. Don't miss this holiday tradition. $1 of each ticket sold to the 3 p.m. show will go to SSM Health Cardinal Glennon. Get full ticket and show details on the events page at KMOX.com.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath.
Roger, tell us about your experience working with 3-day Kitchen and Bath.
We just had a very fine experience with the work that 3-day Kitchen and Bath had done on our home. They had taken out walls and put in a new kitchen and a new bath, and did it in an extremely timely manner with some of the finest workers that we've been associated with. Easy to work with. They did what we asked them to do. And each of the subs that they had, whether it was putting in the bath, the shower stalls, and they came in a timely manner. The plumber was here on time. The electricians were here when they said they would be here, and things just worked out really well for us. And I've done it myself, and it'll probably take me 2 years.
It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-day kitchen and bath.
Tom Ackerman sees clearly thanks to Doctors Birdie and Mahotra. You can too. Go to yourEyeDoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
Home Sweet Home mission is to give underserved families a sense of pride and to improve the quality of their lives by providing basic household furnishings. To learn more, go to homesweethomestl.org.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. This is the show. The show continues on KMOX.
All right, back on the show. Time for Trending. Trending is brought to you by Old Town Donuts in Florissant and Connellville. Guys, nothing's trending because Twitter's broke.
Oh, you know what's
damn,
funny?
it is broke.
No,
That's
it's
what's trending.
Twitter shutdown is trending.
Twitter shutdown.
Actually,
but it's not shut down. Like everybody, do I feel like everybody? I feel like everybody's jumping the gun just a little bit. Like it hasn't crashed. There's no
That's
change in how it's
people-
operating.
People love to freak out. They
Really?
really do.
Really?
They love to freak out, not only about news, but I think this is why Black Friday is a thing. Nobody needs to sleep overnight in a Best Buy parking lot to save $50 on a blender.
Nobody
But
needs
people
to get
do
up
it.
at 4:30 in the morning to run either. But
Okay, straw man. Straw man.
Well, I think
No.
that is your Black Friday thing is a straw man.
No, it's a freak
for
out.
this
It's
for
a
Twitter.
freak out.
Well, I mean,
People
when
are
you
freaking out that
have
Twitter's going to shut down, just
when
like
you-
they freak out, like wah on Black Friday.
when you have people who worked there
Mhm.
who are like they are down to what is less than a skeleton staff.
Yeah.
They're below that.
Yeah.
And when that happens and bugs happen, that it's kind of it'll be like a slow death of the website if they don't get that fixed.
Yeah.
So I mean, it
is true.
it makes
But
sense
is it really
to have
death
some.
or is it just a nap?
It depends. I mean, it depends on how bad it gets. It depends on what he does to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on if people just say, all right, I'm out for good, and they never come back and they try to find something else. I don't know.
You know
I
what
mean,
else
like,
is trending? Mastodon.
Well,
Mastodon
so
is.
Rachel Toback. It says hacker, CEO of Social Proof. Anyway, a techie lady. She said there's a mass exodus at Twitter HQ today, yesterday, and there are very few employees left. I'm not going anywhere, and I'll likely be the last one tweeting at this as this site implodes. But I highly recommend making at least one backup to Mastodon. One backup Mastodon.
Wait, but what am I backing up? My tweets? Or you just mean accounts?
Like no backup. Your backup is Mastodon. Sorry. Not
Oh,
like
I see
backing
what
up,
you're
yeah.
saying.
Okay, I'm like,
Making
I don't have anything
Mastodon your
important on the
backup.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but he's locked everybody out of the office until Monday.
Yeah.
And he did that last night. Key cards weren't working. I don't know, man. Just whatever. You know who else is trending?
No.
Carrot Top.
What?
What? Is he
Remember
still
Carrot
alive?
Top?
That's my brother from another mother.
Yeah, the prop comic. Although he is swole now. Have you
Yeah.
by the way, swole is in the
A
Scrabble
little
dictionary.
less, by the way, I think, than he used to be.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you can't keep that up forever. Eventually, the roids will get to you. Roid, another, by the way,
Yeah.
also added to the Scrabble
Nice,
dictionary.
Nice.
But he did a tribute to Gallagher at
did he?
at a show last night. And
if anybody should, he's the one.
yeah, Gallagher passed away last week. We talked about it. I loved Gallagher.
Yeah. I'm not going to do the whole bit because I can't because he swears in it. But he does this whole bit about dumbasses in cars in traffic. And he's like, you're just driving along doing your thing. You got this guy that'll pull up, pass, cut you off. And then everybody stops at a light.
Mhm.
And then you get going again and he gets stuck behind and you end up passing him just doing your thing. And then he pulls up, cuts you off again. And then later on, he has this line about wanting to get out of the car and talk to the guy and say, "What the blank was all that back there?"
I loved Gallagher.
You can't do the whole thing though.
No, you can't.
It's funny.
Hey, you know what else is trending?
No.
Budweiser.
My
I know
gosh.
we're going to talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
But Qatar, the host of the World Cup, has abruptly reversed its beer policy for the World Cup and will sell only a non-alcoholic option at stadiums. An official familiar with the plan said, this will complicate FIFA's $75 million sponsorship agreement with Budweiser. I would say so.
That's a good.
Are you doing okay over there?
Yeah. I'm about where all of the Budweiser executives are. Like, we gave them money, we gave the World Cup money, and now we get this.
And I get it's the World Cup, but when you are dealing with Qatar, not to mention FIFA, a country and an organization not really known for fair play.
Yeah.
You got to expect a little hiccup or two.
You know what else is trending? Two things are trending. Ticketmaster and Taylor Swift. And they're trending together for the reason that Ticketmaster had some difficulty with the amount of people trying to get Taylor Swift tickets for her tour, the Eras tour. And they tweeted, due to extraordinarily high demands on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory to meet that demand, the public sale for Taylor Swift Eras Tour has been canceled.
Oh.
So Swifties are mad.
Ruined everything.
They're very, very upset.
Are they? They're mad that they ruined everything?
Yeah, Ticketmaster is...
Yeah. No, they need to be able to handle that.
I mean, yeah, you're the only one now.
Yeah, you need to be able to handle
You've
that.
merged with Live Nation. Yeah. You should be able to handle this.
Later on, we're going to touch on this, so we'll call this one a tease. But you know what else is trending? Thunder snow.
Is it coming back?
Oh, yes!
Yes.
Yes! Yes! We got it, baby! We got it! We got it! Woo! Woo! We got it! Yes! Listen to that! Listen to that!
Is it a
baby?
It's in Colorado.
Oh, again! That's a twofer! That's a twofer, baby! Yes!
No, there was thunder snow in Buffalo.
Buffalo, that's
and
right.
Buffalo, I think, already has 3 feet of snow, and some places are going to get 6 feet.
No.
6 feet of snow in a weekend.
And you have to shovel your roof top, otherwise your house could cave in.
You have to knock it off there. Yeah, yeah. Jim Cantori's excited though.
Oh, definitely.
Listen to that! Listen to that! Oh, baby!
You know who else is excited? All the people who are going to be in Buffalo for Browns Bills.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a great...
Guess where they're actually going to be? They
Where?
moved.
They did?
Yeah, they're in Detroit. They're playing that game in Detroit this weekend. Those two teams went there like 2 days ago now. Oh, no, maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. So, yeah, they're not... That's how bad the snow is.
That the Bills won't even play.
They're not even going to try a football game. Football plays in everything.
Yes, they do.
They're not even going to try.
Have you, Ron, you're in Chicago. We're in Chicago. Have you ever had that much snow where you couldn't open your front door?
Well, yeah, there was that Snowmageddon back in 2012 where the cars were stalled on Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah.
And people had to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
crazy.
that. And leading up to that storm, I was on the air talking about it's fine. Quit worrying about it. You're going to be okay.
Don't
and
panic.
then people abandoned their cars on Lakeshore.
Speaking of not panicking, we're going to talk money with Gene Chasky from the New York Times and Wall Street Journal next up on the show.
Visit Miller Furniture and shop our VIP warehouse sale going on now through November 29th.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture. Twice a year, we open up our downtown Belleville warehouse, and the buried treasure you'll find there is amazing.
Everything is 25 to 75% off in our warehouse and 5 to 50% off our already low sale prices in our Belleville, Lake St. Louis, and Ellisville locations. Everything in all of our showrooms is available for immediate delivery.
Miller Furniture is stocked with top grain leather from brands like Flex Steel and more solid wood Amish-made made furniture than any store in the St. Louis area. Plus, we're giving away a $2,000 Flex Steel reclining sofa on Black Friday. Enter to win at any of our 3 stores.
Receive great deals like 50% off our 2022 Chatham & Wells closeout mattresses and 25% off any size Chatham & Wells 2023 models.
Shop Miller Furniture now until November 29th for our VIP warehouse sale plus Black Friday savings of up to 75% off. Your American-made furniture headquarters now on both sides of the river.
Men suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, regardless of age or past medical history, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Paramount Men's Medical Center. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. Call now 314-720-8081.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Wonder Lights Christmas in St. Louis is brighter than ever at Worldwide Technology Raceway. The holliest, jolliest light show around is celebrating the season from November 11th until January 1st. Open nightly, rain, shine, or snow, including holidays. Tickets now available at the gate and online at wonderlightschristmas.com. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Illinois South Tourism. wonderlightschristmas.com.
Sail with American Queen Voyages in North America's mighty rivers, Great Lakes, oceans, and expeditions to the wilds of Alaska. Call 844-744-0794 or contact your travel professional.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news, KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, it's a sunny sky, 29 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour, Ukraine denies one of its air defense missiles landed recently in Poland, killing 2 people. CBS News correspondent Cami McCormick reports its experts are now taking part in the investigation.
Ukraine's foreign minister said today that Ukrainian experts are already on the ground in southeastern Poland where the missile hit. The U.S. and NATO have said they back Poland's assertion that it was likely a Ukrainian air defense missile that went astray. The Ukrainians have insisted they have evidence of a Russian trace, but said they're grateful to Poland for providing them with access to the site.
The U.S. also has personnel on the ground assisting with the investigation. North Korea fired an intercontinental ballistic missile that landed near Japanese waters in its second major weapons test this month that showed a potential ability to launch nuclear strikes on the U.S. mainland. Japan's defense minister says the missile's range could potentially cover the entire mainland United States. Twitter's new owner, Elon Musk, gave employees an ultimatum: work extra hard or quit. Many called his bluff and left. Now Twitter offices are closed through Monday. Carrie Flynn is a media deals reporter for Axios.
They just told employees to choose yes if they wanted to stay, and then just not reply if they wanted to leave. So access wasn't immediately revoked at the time of resignation.
There's growing outrage aimed at Ticketmaster after the company canceled today's highly anticipated general ticket sale for Taylor Swift's new tour. The news follows widespread reports of outages during the tour's pre-sale this week that prevented many pre-approved fans from securing tickets. Amber Garris is a Swiftie.
Obviously wasn't meant to be if we didn't get tickets, but we're upset.
Ticketmaster says extraordinarily high demand and insufficient inventory are to blame. Cardinals fans rejoice.
It's the first day of ticket sales for the 2023 season.
Dan Farrell is Senior VP of Sales and Marketing for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Fans can purchase 5 or 6 or 10 game ticket packs. And they can also, if they just want one single game, pick one game out on the schedule. If you choose one of our all-inclusive tickets.
Highest demand games are opening day, the Yankees and the Cubs. The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk, a federal judge today decides whether disgraced Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes should serve a lengthy prison sentence for duping investors and endangering patients while peddling a bogus blood testing technology.
Prosecutors are asking for a 15-year prison sentence for Elizabeth Holmes. Her attorneys are requesting only 18 months of house arrest. Ann Koff-Sill, who works in biotech and has followed the Holmes case closely, says the former Theranos CEO deserves real prison time for lying to investors and customers.
Taking blood from patients and sending results when things didn't work, that's just really wrong.
38-year-old Holmes may also have to pay over $800 million in restitution. Matt Bigler for CBS News, San Jose, California.
Dow from Stifel's up 146 points to 33,693. And we've got a stall 270 south at St. Charles Rock Road, also I-170 south at Forest Park Parkway. Emergency vehicles 270 north before Manchester Road in the right lane, and a crash on 44 west past Broadway. The two left lanes are closed. Weather is sponsored by St. Louis City SC.
KMOX AccuWeather, mostly sunny, very cold, gusty wind as we get back to 33 this afternoon. Real feel stay in the 20s. Teens, outlying areas, low 20s in the city as the wind calms down tonight. And then breezy and not as cold in the low 40s for the weekend. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Steve DeVore, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
The new MLS club is now hiring stadium employees for the historic inaugural season to work for St. Louis's professional soccer team. Visit stlcitysc.com/jobs, stlcitysc.com/jobs. Partly cloudy and 28 in Florissant, 28 in St. Peters, 29 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than four? 314-441-4444.
That's 11:04 on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Marks, Kors, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Obviously busy on a Friday, the last Friday before Thanksgiving. Full-on Fun Police coming up later on in the show. We've got our draft coming up at noon. A lot of ground to cover. Also, we'll talk a bit about Winterfest coming up later on this hour as well.
Let's talk finances. Perfect time of year to do it. Actually, never a bad time to do it. And we are joined now by a financial expert and also a best-selling author. Jean Chatzky is the CEO and the co-founder of Her Money Media and the host of the Her Money podcast. And she is with us now on KMOX. Good morning, Jean. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I think we are doing okay, but let's talk about the state of the economy where it is right now. It seems to fluctuate, but we've been in a bit of a downturn, or at least it feels like a downturn. Have you seen any improvements over the last few weeks, or are we kind of in a steady mode right now?
I think we've seen some improvements a little bit as far as the market is concerned, but it's been a rough year for the economy overall. We have been dealing with inflation at 40-year highs. It's moderated a little bit, and you're seeing the benefit of that again in the stock market, because they are thinking perhaps interest rates won't have to go so as high as previously thought. But we've got interest rates that have gone up. We've got mortgage rates that have almost doubled. It's been a tough time for people, and now we're heading into the holiday season, and people are wondering, how much can I spend? How much should I spend? Should I be pulling back on how I'm planning to celebrate this year?
Well, and that was going to be my question to you as we approach the holidays. Gift buying obviously is a huge expense, but there are a lot of other ancillary spending purposes: traveling, buying food, bringing food to parties that you're going to, hosting, just all of these little extras that add up. Do you find that the holiday season is a time when people might get themselves into a little bit of trouble financially?
Yeah, often we see people overspend, and then it takes them till February or March to dig their way out. And this is something that's a little more worrisome this year, because we've seen credit card balances on the rise for the past 6-7 months or so. People are more in debt than they have been in prior years, and you don't want to dig yourself into a hole that's deeper than you can get out of in a pretty rapid fashion. And so I think it bears, and you're pointing to the things that are absolutely those things that we don't think about. You know, we think about, okay, how much can I afford to spend on that gift for my dad? But we don't think about, all right, well, how much is it going to cost to ship that gift or wrap that gift, or for the cake that I want to bring over when I bring that gift to the house? We don't think of all the little extras. And because those little extras tend to happen every single day in the holiday season, they add up very quickly.
Jane, everybody's situation is a little different. So this is obviously going to be an individualized decision, but are there good guiding principles? Are there tips for things that people can, like, questions they can ask themselves? Should I be doing this? Or is there a process people can follow to help kind of keep themselves on a good path?
Yeah, I think it's a really good time to take a look at the big three questions of about your money. What's coming in, what's going out, and where is it going? And by putting a finger on all of those things, then you start to get a good sense of what's in your control. We all got in way over our heads with subscriptions during the pandemic. And when you have a subscription, you don't just pay it 1 month, you pay it every single month. Look at what you might be able to trim where those are concerned. Look at how much of your money is going to things like takeout and food, and whether you can cut back on those sorts of things. And then try to get a sense of how your budget is situated to handle the holidays, and come up with a nice round number that you can allow yourself to spend freely without getting into trouble, and divide it up between all of those places that you want your money to go.
I know that, I mean, you can go back and look at your bank statements. You can check that out online. But is there a good way to really keep track of all of your spending, other than just, you know, going to your bank website and going to your personal accounts and looking that way? I mean, is there like an easy spreadsheet, or yeah?
Yeah, there are a ton of apps that can do this for you. You can use an app like Mint. You can use an app like Digit. You can use there are a whole bunch of them out there. You can also just use pencil and paper. Yeah. I mean, quite frankly, right? If you're like, I cannot handle one more app on my phone, just start tracking your money as you spend it. And I know that this is a tedious exercise for people to go through. Do it for a month, and you will emerge so much more powerful over your money. Your money, sometimes these days, we feel we spend so quickly, right? Everything happens in an instant with a tap or a swipe, or you dip your card, or you click online. All of a sudden, the money just zaps from one place to another. It's gone, and you haven't really processed it from the perspective of what it's doing to your overall financial life. I'm sure if you guys are on TikTok, and we're all on TikTok, right? You've seen these videos for cash stuffing. There's research, and cash stuffing is basically your grandmother's envelope system. It's where you take your paycheck and you actually get it in cash, and you divvy it up between all your different budgetary needs. But there's a lot of research that shows that if we spend cash, we spend less than we do on credit or debit or Venmo, because cash feels more real. And sometimes just getting back to the basics by tracking, by using a little more cash, feels like it puts us more in control. And sorry about the barking. My dog has very strong feelings about this.
The dog's on Amazon right now, probably
running up
spending money.
Hope he's buying a gift for me. Exactly.
Speaking of Amazon, I have a friend who recently turned off his one-click purchase just to see if it saved money. And he said it really works. Like, he's saved money just by having to type in his credit card every single time he buys something. And it sounds like a huge hassle, but that's the point.
Right, exactly. Your friend is onto something really, really smart. And the goal is just to put some artificial barriers between you and the spending. So you can do it by turning off the one-click ordering. You can do it by not memorizing your credit card number. If you get to the point where your credit card number is memorized, call the credit card company and tell them you want a new credit card.
Yeah, no kidding.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I can't even remember phone numbers. If I remember that, we're in trouble.
Well, I'm
right?
in trouble.
If you, some people use what we like to call a purchasing pause, which is basically just saying to yourself, all right, I'm going to put it in my cart and then I'm going to wait 24 hours. And if I really still want it by the end of those 24 hours, if I'm still thinking about it, then I'll let myself buy it. But if not, I will have saved myself the money. And the bonus to doing it that way, particularly if you're shopping online, is that you put it in your cart and you go away. Those cookies are going to send you a coupon for 20% off of whatever it was in the first place.
Yeah, that's what? That is a great point.
Let's start doing
Because
that.
yes, that happens to me a lot. You end up making the purchase anyway, but a lot of people tell you, especially with larger purchases, think about it. It's so easy to do it online. Put it in the cart and just wait. Wait 24, 48 hours, still see if you still feel the same, and then in the meantime, maybe you get a discount.
Exactly. And maybe you won't feel the same. I mean, in 24 hours, let's say you put a new pair of jeans in your cart, right? 24 hours later, you may have gone into your own closet and realized you had something so similar, you just didn't need that.
Gene, just want to zoom out a little bit. I mean, one of the stories that comes up, as you get into November, December, is the stress that goes along with it. Certainly a lot of that has to do with finances and things along those lines. Is there advice you'd give for people that are just really worried about the broader economy, the stock market, retirement accounts, things along those lines? Obviously, your level of worry is probably related to how close you are to retiring or whether or not you're in retirement. But how would you advise people to handle that kind of stress, especially getting into the new year?
So the day-to-day volatility in the market, if it is stressing you out, is best handled by stopping, by just not looking, right? Turn off the television, stop clicking on Yahoo Finance and looking at all the different day-to-day movements in the market. What we know is that when the markets go through periods like this, and they do, right? We have bear markets. They're part of the cycle. The stocks that you are buying during this bear market by dollar cost averaging through your 401k, by making automatic contributions to your IRA or your Roth IRA and using that money to just purchase more shares of the stocks and bonds that you have you've previously chosen, those are going to be your big wins down the road. This is when you are buying on sale. And if you get so emotionally fraught that you are preventing yourself from doing that, or that you take your money out, you're not going to be able to time it right in order to get back in. Timing the market just doesn't work. And so keep putting the money in, stick to your plan if you have a plan. And if you can't sleep, A, stop watching, and B, make a small move, don't make a big move. So if you really can't sleep because you've lost money in the market, don't take all your money out of the market. Take 5% off the table and see if you can sleep then.
Well, and Wall Street likes stability. It doesn't like big shakeups. It doesn't like changes. So should people be encouraged that now with Congress split, where Democrats have the Senate, Republicans have the House, sometimes a little bit more of a stalemate politically, that could potentially lead to Wall Street calming down?
Yeah, Wall Street loves this, by the way. The folks at Edelman Financial Engines did a piece of research on this, and they found that during split Congresses, the markets do tend to perform better. And the markets, when you look at the presidency, the markets don't care really who's in office. The markets are fairly agnostic. What the markets don't like is uncertainty, as you said. And so the fact that we're past the election, the fact that democracy held, those are all good things for the market.
Jean, as we say goodbye here this morning, is there any parting wisdom that we could pass on to people as we are, approaching the end of November and heading into the holidays?
I'd say look at your plan heading into 2023. Look at your goals heading into 2023. Think about what you really want your money to do for you. Personal finance, I like to say, is a lot more personal than it is finance. And so if you can put your finger on what you hope to accomplish in your own life and for your own family, then you have the ability to use your resources to help you get there. But you've got to be planful of the way that you go about it.
Jean, we really appreciate the knowledge. Thank you for your time. Enjoy Thanksgiving, and hopefully we'll have a chance to talk again soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
You've got it. Jean Chatzky, I should say, financial journalist for the New York Times and Wall Street. She is the CEO and co-founder of Her Money Media and the host of the Her Money podcast. And you can find Her Money Media at Her Money Media on Twitter. All right, coming up next, going to change gears and talk about beer here on the show.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at ThrottleNet. These are the genius IT guys that I've been representing for years and years now. We are number one all the time. Best in customer service from Small Business Monthly. Best in cybersecurity, again, Small Business Monthly. We have an average response time. I love this statistic. The average response time in St. Louis in 2020 by IT companies. You have a problem, you reach out to them, hey, I'm all shut down, help me, was 3 hours. If you got back within 3 hours, you were cool. Ours was 1 minute, 57 seconds, and the guys were very unhappy with that. It takes less than 2 minutes for us to address your problems. Here's a huge thing. We are now offering $500,000 in ransom protection to everyone who uses us. This is part of the deal. You don't pay extra for it. So if you happen to be hit and you have to pay, we're going to pay it up to $500,000. Now, this shows you how confident we are because no one under our protection has ever had to pay. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS.
Hi, this is Ken. And Lori Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals. Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
All right. Funny story today. What happened at the office? I was trying to shred. It didn't do it. There was no noise. It wasn't doing anything. And Michelle, who is works in the office, she is truly a great employee. She goes, oh yeah, but sometimes if you shake it, so she got up, she walked over and she shook it. She goes, now try it. And I put the document in and it worked. And she goes, see, there, fixed. That's the reason she's in the office and she's not one of my techs. That is true. So today, Wednesday, I'm gonna make this month every Wednesday. It's gonna be Michelle Day. Keep up the good work. Now, if you do need something fixed, it will not be Michelle that will be coming out. It'll be me and one of my great techs. So call me, Bart Inman. One easy number in Missouri and Illinois. Just this one number and one name. 314-293-2600 or BartInman.com.
Sure, we all love to have a clean home, but what about the things that you can't see that are making your home dirty? I'm talking about germs, bacteria, mold, and more. This is Debbie Monterey, and you really need to call Beam of St. Louis if you want a truly healthy home. Beam of St. Louis can provide you with a whole house HEPA air filtration system that provides HEPA pure air 24/7 in every room in your home. It'll help reduce allergy symptoms without a prescription. For the healthiest home possible, make sure you have a Beam Central Vacuum System. It removes 100% of the collected germs, bacteria, mold, and dust. So, a Beam Central Vacuum System and a Beam Whole House HEPA Air Filtration System. The folks at Beam of St. Louis are great to work with, fantastic customer service, one-day installation. Give them a call at 314-567-1515 or online at beamstl.com. That's Beam of St. Louis. You'll be glad you called.
Nearly a century of informing, entertaining, and serving St. Louis. KMOX.
All right, gang, let's talk about beer. Well, let's just talk about beer at the World Cup because
Hooray, beer.
First there was going to be beer.
Oh, okay.
And now there's not going to be
Okay.
beer.
Okay.
And you guys can maybe help. I don't understand why there's not going to be beer, but there is going to be whiskey and wine and champagne at World Cup events in Qatar.
Yes and no. I think those alcohol sales will take place in exclusive VIP
Oh,
areas.
I see.
So the rich
people
people.
can drink,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
normal people
Right.
can't.
So what happened,
Yes.
is the World Cup, right? And FIFA, which owns the World Cup tournament, well, they decided to showcase their event in Qatar, which isn't necessarily known for human rights. And that was controversial in and of itself. So Qatar is a very conservative Muslim country where the sale of alcohol is very, very much restricted. But this was the World Cup. And so Budweiser had a $75 million sponsorship
And they're a
deal.
regular sponsor
Regular
yeah,
sponsor.
of the World Cup.
Sure, of the World Cup. And then 2 days before the World Cup's first match on Sunday, Qatar decided that they will be removing all beer sales from stadium perimeters. So you can still have alcoholic beverages at FIFA fan festivals and other fan destinations and licensed venues, but from the actual stadiums where the matches are taking place, there will be no alcohol sales from the generic stadium areas. And this is, again, an about face for the World Cup. And it's really Qatar, the country, throwing its weight against FIFA, because in Brazil, and I didn't realize this, but in Brazil, you can't sell alcohol in stadiums. And that law has been in place since 2003. But FIFA was able to throw its weight around and said, aha, if you're going to host the World Cup here in Brazil, you
Right.
have to sell alcohol in the stadiums. And Brazil relented. But Qatar is actually now exhibiting more control over the World Cup than FIFA is. And so they will be selling non-alcoholic options at the stadiums.
So what I understand, if correct me if I have this wrong, basically Qatar has said to FIFA, look, we have bribed you with a lot of money, so now you're not going to have beer in the stadium because we don't want it. Right? It's about the bribe, right?
I mean,
FIFA is
like
notoriously corrupt,
Yeah.
just like the IOC is.
Yeah.
But I would
So-
say FIFA's even worse.
Yeah,
The
they
IOC
might be.
is as bad. You think the IOC is as bad as it gets? FIFA might be even worse.
no, FIFA's every bit as bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now, my question, like in Brazil, is this just a rule because they don't want, like, say, violence in stadiums?
It might be. Yeah.
And is that the rule? Is that why they want it that way in Qatar, or is
No.
this more
It's
religion based?
just-
It's
yeah.
religion
And if it
It's sad.
is, how can you carve out so many exceptions?
Because it's not really about religion, it's about
Control.
of your
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, this is a country that brought in slave labor to build these stadiums. I mean, completely unsafe, horrific conditions. So a lot of this, I think, was
Yeah.
free labor. The human rights abuses that take place in Qatar are innumerable. And so again, this is not a democracy. This is not a land of fair play. This is a government, and one that is dictatorial, and they can say, because of religious reasons, there will be no alcohol at the stadiums of the World Cup. And again, there will be alcohol in other venues, but even outside of the World Cup, just the country itself has very highly restricted alcohol
And again,
sales.
if it's going to be the same for everybody, all right. I mean, I can disagree with it, but at least you're being consistent. But this is, well, you peons, you have to follow our rules. But if you've got a little bit of power, a little bit of money, you do what you want.
Well, and now they're worrying that some of the other promises that run counter to local laws and customs, like freedom of the press,
Yeah.
the ability to protest in the street, and the rights of LGBTQ visitors, they quote, those may not be as rock solid as Qatar and FIFA have said. No kidding. Like, if you, I mean, this is not a joke. If you are an LGBTQ visitor, I think that's a a risky
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, it is.
You can't trust bad faith actors where there is no freedom. You have no rights. The rights of the individual are not respected. And that's why this, just one of the many reasons why choosing this location in the first place was so controversial.
It's unfortunate that the people involved, the government there, the people at FIFA who are corrupt, very clearly, and this is not any secret. It's a shame that exists because the event itself is so much fun. It is such a cool event, and you literally have the world watching it, and everybody is excited about it. And we tend to have a pretty disappointing showing in the World Cup if we even make it there at all. And to have the backdrop be all of this, just really unfortunate that you've got this group of people that is doing everything they can to ruin such a great worldwide event. But it is going to go on, and we're going to forget about these things as soon as the games start, as soon as we're cheering for the United States on Monday and then again on Friday. Those things are great and everything. It's just too bad that you've got crappy people involved. By the way, Budweiser, they tweeted earlier and then they deleted the tweet. Upon the announcement of the no more beer policy, they tweeted, well, this is awkward. And then they had to.
They should have left that.
They should have left it. I totally agree. You can buy Bud Zero, though. Bud Zero will still be available.
There you go. All right, coming up after the news, we're going to talk a bit about Winterfest here in downtown St. Louis.
Have you heard the news?
I'm Megan Lynch. These are the stories making news.
Start your day with Total Information AM.
I'm Debbie Monterey.
And I'm Tom Ackerman. Debbie, Tom, and Megan bring you St. Louis's news.
What does the reason new voting laws
Traffic from Roger Brand.
Busy on the highways.
And the latest forecast.
Thank you with the meteorologist Scene DeVore.
At 8.
I'm Carol Daniel.
And I'm Tom Ackerman.
It's Total Information AM expanded with more news, interviews, and in-depth story coverage.
COVID boosters.
Total Information AM on 98.7 FM, 1120 AM, and the Odyssey app.
The roller coaster. No matter your age, no matter the amusement park, it never ceases to bring the emotional goods, the anticipation, the excitement. And then the fear and adrenaline rush that comes with the king of all rides. The same can be said when it comes to your retirement. Lots of questions and concerns that for some can feel like a roller coaster. Will you be able to continue to live as comfortably as you do now? Will you have complete financial independence? Will you run out of money? How about taxes, Social Security, or healthcare? Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group can answer these questions and more with their in-depth portfolio X-ray. Call 636-230-8824 or visit theallfinancialgroup.com. And let's save the fear and adrenaline rush for the amusement park.
Investment advisory services offered by All Financial Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor in Missouri. Insurance products are offered through its affiliate, All Insurance Group, LLC, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
It's 11:30, and right now we've got a partly cloudy sky, 29 degrees downtown at the Arch. A dangerous storm is dumping several feet of snow in western New York and around the Great Lakes. In some places, the snow is falling at a rate of up to 4 inches an hour. CBS's Tanya Rivera is in Buffalo, which is under a state of emergency.
Overnight, a relentless snowfall rained down on Buffalo. This wintry preview developed when Midwest moisture was fueled over Lake Erie. Accumulation could be historic.
This is considered an extreme event, an extreme weather event.
Buffalo and its surrounding areas could get up to 5 feet of snow by Sunday.
The Biden administration says a Saudi Arabian crown prince should be shielded from lawsuits over his role in the killing of a U.S.-based journalist. It's a stunning turnaround for President Joe Biden, who as a candidate denounced Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman over the killing. It comes in a motion filed by the U.S. in a federal lawsuit brought by the late journalist Jamal Khashoggi's fiancé. And a look at our forecast from meteorologist Dean DeVore. We've got a sunny afternoon on tap, but gusty winds and a high of 33 degrees. Real feels will stay in the 20s. Overnight, clear, calmer, low 21 in the city. And for tomorrow, sunny, breezy, not as cold in the afternoon with a high of 41 degrees. Right now, it's a sunny sky and 29 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Find the car you want, new or used. Get it at Clement, get pre-approved. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. Everybody knows you gotta get it at Clement. ClementAutoGroup.com.
Guys, it's time for the Tree of Hope campaign with SSM Health, Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. And to donate, it's so easy. Just text HOPE to 20357. You can also go to KMOX.com/Cardinal Glennon. There are a few important things to know about where this money goes. I mean, of course, you know what Cardinal Glennon does. They take care of kids who need some of the most significant medical treatment that you can imagine. We're talking about premature newborns that need to be cared for until they're able to go home, talking about newborns that need heart surgery as an example, all kinds of things you can imagine. And by the way, if you want to hear those stories or see a bit about them, it's glennon.org/our-patients to see some stories of some specific stories of who's getting help from Cardinal Glennon. But everybody does. I mean, kids that are dealing with cancer, kids, anything you can imagine, they're dealing with it at Cardinal Glennon. And what the Tree of Hope campaign helps is provide the tools that are necessary to treat the children, because a lot of hospitals don't have the expertise or the technology or the transportation modes that are necessary to have this care available. And it's not always covered by insurance. And no matter what, Cardinal Glennon is going to treat the children regardless of their family's ability to pay. And the reason they can do that is through your generosity with the Tree of Hope campaign. So again, text HOPE to 20357. You can also go to KMOX.com/Cardinal Glennon.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things, for our planet. Planning a road trip to visit family and friends this holiday season? Now is the perfect time to make sure your car is getting optimal gas mileage. First, check your tires and make sure they are inflated to proper pressure. Remove heavy items like golf clubs from your car and plan on packing light. And minimize stops on longer trips to help maximize your fuel economy. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Your home of the Cardinals.
Arenado swings and hits it deep to left field. That ball is out of here.
The Billikens.
Jumper. Yes! Billikens win!
The Chiefs.
Touchdown! Kansas City!
We are America's sports voice. KMOX.
All right, it's 11:35 on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Markscores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. And we are joined by Camille Brooks on the Quiver River Hotline. Of course, she's the director of programming. Easy for
Close
me to
enough.
say. Camille, I blew it. Director of Programming and Events at the Gateway Arch Foundation. This weekend, these last couple of days, Camille, perfect time to talk about Winterfest, given how it feels outside.
Absolutely. The weather is being our best friend right now.
We're going to celebrate the start of winter. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect.
Yes. So this Saturday is the kickoff of our 7th annual Winterfest, located in Keener Plaza. So we start tomorrow, the 19th, and we run through January 1st. So excited to be back. I'm excited to have lots of new and exciting things, and exciting to see all of you guys.
And Winterfest is open Fridays from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then Saturdays and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it has special hours on Christmas Eve. It's closed on Christmas Day. When people bring their kids, their families to Winterfest, I know they can go ice skating. I know Debbie Monterey took her 2 kiddos ice skating last year. What else will they have there?
Yes. So, of course, the ice skating rink is our, kind of purpose almost. But we have s'mores roasting stations. We have heated igloos for reservation. We have a wonderful Winterfest cafe with some yummy items. I got to do a taste testing yesterday, and I had one of the best tomato bisque and grilled cheese that I've ever had.
Oh, lucky you.
So some really good options on the menu. And then we have some really special days. So first, Saturday, tomorrow, we start off with our 5K that runs through the Arch Grounds. It's the only 5K in St. Louis on the Arch Grounds, where the proceeds go back to support the Arch Grounds. And then we have our Learn to Skate for free on Sunday lessons at 10 and 11. We have One Nation Day on December 3rd. We have Festive Fridays. I could go on and on.
Well, I'm going to ask you to go on and on about the part that I want to get involved with, which is meeting the superheroes and princesses. You got meet and greets that are going to be for the kids. I'm going to bring my kid's 25, so she's not going to join me for this. I might have to go on my own, but I know that's got to be a big draw, right?
It really is. And so kids get to come down, families get to come down on Sundays and meet their favorite superheroes and princesses. Sunday the 27th, we have Elsa and Thor. On the 4th, we have Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. And then December 11th, The Little Mermaid, Captain Marvel. We even have Moana and Black Widow. And then even New Year's Eve, Tiana and Mirabelle. So one of our newer princesses, Mirabelle from... I just lost the name of the movie.
Oh, I don't even know. So
Amy?
Encanto.
Amy?
I'm a 5-year-old. She'll be like, Mom,
Oh.
you know what that is.
Yeah, exactly right.
Is Santa going to be there?
Santa is not going to be there.
Oh.
So
It's okay. I'm still coming.
He's busy. This is his busy season.
Oh, that's
guys.
right. He is busy.
It's absolutely the busy season.
Making
So we don't
toys,
have Santa,
Ranji.
but we do have Louie and Fredbird.
Oh, that's better.
Which are
Yeah.
just as fun, if not better. So, and One Nation Day, it's a celebration of everything St. Louis. And so Louie and Fredbird come down and support our hometown teams. Of course, our STL City will be there. And then you can buy official merch from the Blues, and we have a market and all sorts of things. So there's a lot going on and lots of reasons to come back more than just once, this season. Kids skate free on Fridays. So that's courtesy of the Blues, and we appreciate them for that. And then they also host Try Hockey for free on Sundays. We have 2 Sundays this season. Confirming the dates, but I think one is the 4th, and then the other is like the 18th of December. But yeah, you can come down and try hockey for free. You can come down and skate. You can come down and roast s'mores. And of course, the igloos are, one of our biggest hits.
Yeah, let's talk about those igloos. For people that don't know what that is, it's like you get to hang out in your own little private igloo for a certain amount of time, and they're heated. Tell us about all of those. And I know you said they're very popular.
Yes, they are very popular. So they are heated. They have music playing in them. And then there's food service from our Winterfest Cafe. So you can order your food from the little call button. The waiters and waitresses come to you, so you never have to go out. It also comes with a $50 food voucher and skating passes for everybody who's in your igloo. And then, of course, a place to just kind of rest and take in the scene, enjoy the evening, listen to some music, and hang out with friends.
And the website gives great information, whether you're looking at the St. Louis Blues at Winterfest, as you mentioned, the 3-on-3 Hockey Classic tournaments, the Try Hockey Free / Kids Club with the St. Louis Blues. I love the One Nation Day, the markets that are going to be there, and all of the local vendors. So if people want more information, they go to archpark.org/events/Winterfest.
Yes, and they can actually even short it a little bit, archpark.org/Winterfest.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. All right. So I have one last question for me, and it's just about the fireworks on New Year's Eve. How far in advance should people plan ahead? Is that something that we should expect a pretty big crowd? I mean, everybody loves fireworks. Everybody loves New Year's Eve. But obviously, everybody likes to have some kind of organization when they're going to make big trips too. So what should people expect with that?
Yeah, so it is our family-friendly New Year's Eve celebration. It's kind of our last push that weekend. So, of course, the igloos are a hot commodity that day because people want to come out and enjoy the day. But we have princesses, superheroes, like we mentioned. We do have fire dancers, 360 photo booths, and other photo opportunities, special cocktails at our cafe. And then the fireworks are at 8. So our evening still ends at 8. where you can get back home and get, snug in with your kids, or the parents can drop the kids off and go to the adult party. But it is family friendly. So we'd love for you to spend, a good portion of your evening with us to kick in the new year, and then, kick it off, I guess, in the evening with fireworks at 8.
It's good looking out by you guys. Get the fireworks early. Parents can drop the kids off, and then, the New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
And then with the igloos, obviously that's something you want to reserve ahead of time, correct?
Yes. So they often do sell out.
Okay.
You can walk up if they're available, then you can purchase one on site. But just to ensure, that you have the time slot or a room for friends or what have you, I would reserve it ahead of time.
There's a champagne package.
Hello.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah, so we have deluxe packages that you can upgrade your igloo experience. So there's a deluxe, like you mentioned, that comes with champagne and some Winterfest etched champagne glasses. We have cookies, like specially crafted cookies from Holly Berry Catering. So we appreciate them for their support. And then there's a holiday package and a birthday package and lots of really cool things.
And while Ranj is sipping champagne in the igloo, I will be ice skating.
I don't sip.
You're not messing around.
He just pours.
Yeah.
No. I can use a glass.
I'll be ice skating. As you said, that's just really the gem, the centerpiece of Winterfest. I've got my own skates, and if you bring your own skates, you skate for free. Otherwise, you can get ice skate rentals there. And then there are certain days where people can skate free. November 19th, the opening day, everyone skates free. And then every Friday, kids skate free, courtesy of the St. Louis Blues.
Absolutely. So, yes, like you mentioned, if you have your own skates, please bring them, and we can just get you a wristband, and you can head on out there. Otherwise, adult skates are $12, kids are $7. And on Fridays, kids do skate free, and that's courtesy of the Blues. And if you bring a canned good, you can get $1 off of your skate rental. That's a partnership that we have with Ameren and the St. Louis Food Bank. So happy to partner with them. And on One Nation Day, if you wear your sports gear and come down, you also get $1 off.
Great. That's fantastic. So all the information anybody needs is at archpark.org/winterfest, correct?
Absolutely.
Camille, you're the best. Thank you for putting up with us. We appreciate all the information. We'll look forward to all the fun.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
You've got it. Camille Brooks is the Director of Programming and Events at Gateway Arch Park Foundation. Again, Winterfest information, all the things you want, reserving igloos, anything you can think of, archpark.org/winterfest. Ranj already booked the champagne igloo.
I did, and I hope that Fredbird will allow me
He could join you.
to sit on his lap and tell him what I want for Christmas.
Fredbird was not. He might sit on your lap. He's not going to let you do.
Fredbird is magical.
He is magical, but he also has limits.
Yeah, he doesn't have that many limits. Fredbird?
Has Fredbird
What?
ever done that thing where
Yeah, he bit my head.
Yeah, he bites your head
all
off?
the time.
You know, I thought he only did it to me, but it turns out he does it to everybody.
Ron, you're not special.
I thought I was.
Well, that's just because your mom told you that.
Yeah, I had this photo when I was a child of Fredbird, eating my head, and I thought, well, I have this photo, and then somebody else said, well, I got one too, and I was, really? And then I see him do it all the time. You know what? It really hurt my feelings. I'm just like everybody else.
Yes, you are. All right, we got our draft, our weekly draft, our Friday draft starting up after the top of the hour news. Up next, Thunder Snow.
Oh, yes! 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 We got it, baby! We got it! We got it! Woo!
Coming up on the show.
Ah, the sweet sounds of a quiet garage door. Never heard it? Schedule your garage door tune-up with Overhead Door St. Louis. It's only $89.95 for the 26-point safety inspection and tune-up. That's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Add nylon rollers for a smooth, more quiet operation. The Overhead Door brand is trusted by homeowners in St. Louis since 1926. Schedule your garage door tune-up online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com or call 314-781-5200.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. Over the past decade, Coalition Life has served thousands of women in crisis pregnancies, helping to save the lives of the children they carry. Help us build a better community while also reducing or completely eliminating your Missouri taxes with a 70% tax credit. A $1,000 donation today to help these women could cost you as little as $141 out of pocket. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com. Thank you.
Get ready for a one-of-a-kind audio-visual experience. Timeless and everlasting. KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. Live in concert, 3 p.m. Saturday, December 10th at Enterprise Center. Don't miss this holiday tradition. $1 of each ticket sold to the 3 p.m. show will go to SSM Health Cardinal Glennon. Get full ticket and show details on the events page at KMOX.com.
Get 4 tickets to the St. Louis Aquarium when you donate your car to Goodwill. It's easy, towing is free, and you'll get a tax receipt too. Dive in and check it out at mersgoodwill.org.
Give hope. Give local. Give Goodwill.
Carol Daniel for Ophthalmology Associates. For the best eye doctors, you need to see the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Online at yourEyeDoc.com or 314-966-5000.
Business is difficult right now, putting a lot of good workers at risk. If you're a business that needs flexibility with your workforce and don't want to lose your best employees, go to sharedwork.mo.gov and see what the Missouri Department of Labor can do for you.
Suburban Leisure Center has gas logs in stock, priced to sell. While you're at home, why not be comfortable and warm this season? We have gorgeous gas logs with easy-to-use remote controls. Come on in and check out our awesome sales throughout our grand showroom and at suburbanleisurecenter.com. Our spectacular sale is featuring gas logs that are so easy to use and will keep you warm and cozy at home. Suburban Leisure Center on Olive, 1 mile west of 141 in Chesterfield, home of the Big Red Chair.
Hi, this is Ken.
And Laurie Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
Join us Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for Your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444. They're back.
3 best friends. The 3 amigos.
Yeah. Kevin, Chris, and Amy. The show.
Right back in on the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. I've been asked not to play the Jim Cantori Thunder Snow excitement anymore because it's, Amy thinks it's offensive. Amy said it sounds dirty.
It sounds obscene.
Yeah, that's worse than dirty.
Well, it's just that he just loves Thunder Snow a little too much.
I want to play it, but I'm not going to
You can
because
play it. You should play it for everybody.
it makes you upset.
No, it doesn't make me upset. I wasn't upset. I was.
Amy's like, I'm taking everything seriously today.
I'm taking...
You two guys never tease me ever. You're never joking. You're always very serious with me.
Sometimes I do feel. I haven't even said anything yet.
I just know.
Sometimes I feel like I am in the front seat of the car. And you two monkeys are back there yelling and being shrill and whatever else.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, bub.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm trying to rejoin while you're throwing Amy's notebooks all over the room and shoving her chair back.
Kevin, you raise a good point.
Don't make me turn this car
You make
around.
a great point, Kevin.
With tears in my eyes as we were coming out of commercial break, I said, no, Ron, please don't throw my stuff on the ground.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
true.
I'm sad about it. Like,
man.
he's been pushing me all day.
She's so sensitive.
Yeah, sometimes.
Who's more sensitive, Amy or
If you're
Elon?
watching the stream,
Elon.
You think Elon's?
Look at these beautiful notes. I spent hours taking notes, and he throws my notebook on the ground,
Amy.
and the papers get ripped out.
Do you have a trapper keeper?
No, it's a
Because you
notebook.
take notes like an 8th grader in 1982.
We are going to get her a Napoleon Dynamite trapper keeper.
You've got a smartphone, you got iPads, you got a laptop, and you're writing notes in a notebook.
And I have tabs in the notebook. See them? Like the little plastic
So you should just
tabs.
get a trapper keeper.
Yeah.
So again, I ask the question one more time: Who's more sensitive, Amy or Elon?
Elon.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're pretty
Elon
sensitive.
would not put up with your bologna sandwich every day. You have been so mean for a consistent amount of time that I realize this is who you are. And so I don't try to change you. I just try to do damage control.
Oh.
What would Elon do? Seriously,
Kill him.
serious
Have him
question.
killed.
If he was in the room and Ranj and I were messing with him the way that we mess with each other and with Amy, what you think he would like leave and cry? Do you think he would just go on Twitter and be mad? Would he go buy something and ruin it on
he'd
purpose just to feel better about
Yeah,
himself?
he'd lock us out of the building.
Oh, you're right. Somehow,
Yeah.
some way, he
Yeah.
would. Yeah, he would buy the building and then
He would feel hurt in some way.
Yeah, he would buy the building. and then we, revoke our access.
Yeah, I suppose if I had that sort of wealth, I would just be really vindictive about everything.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't
He's
you
got vindictive wealth.
Why wouldn't you be insecure and hate the world when you have
Yeah.
a bazillion dollars?
Right, because everybody's out to get you. You know?
Okay, so this segment, which got derailed,
It
started
did.
with Jim Cantori. But if Jim Cantori, Kevin, were in Buffalo, New York right now, what do you think he would?
Oh,
there
baby!
we go.
Yeah.
3 feet already, I guess, and they're saying maybe up to 6 feet of snow in the Buffalo.
I love it so much. And by the way,
You do? I love it when
yes.
it's someone else.
Yeah, no,
It is someone
I
else.
wish we
I
had
know,
it.
That's why it's interesting. If it was me right now, I'd be so mad.
I wish it was right out there,
the-
right now,
the
outside
Bills-
that window.
The Bills
Have
and
you
Browns.
been through 4 or 5 feet of snow?
Yeah. What?
We
Yes.
just talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. And there is a photo because we were talking about the Buffalo Bills. The Bills and Browns were supposed to play in Buffalo,
Yep.
and they've posted a photo of the stadium. I mean, it can't even
great.
see seats. You
No.
can't you can tell it's a stadium because of the goalposts
Yep.
and the scoreboard.
Yep.
But otherwise, you just be like, I don't know what that is.
Well,
it's incredible.
The Bills and Browns will be playing in Detroit, like
Yeah.
Kevin pointed out. But have you when you see the winters in Buffalo and people are on top of their homes shoveling the snow, pushing the snow off their roofs, and I don't know,
You ever have to do roof shoveling?
I've never done roof shoveling.
No.
Sucks.
Have you done that in
Not
Detroit?
fun. Yeah, we did a little bit there. I did not have to do it in Chicago, thankfully, because we had the 2-story really steep thing, and I would be dead. Although I would have fallen in 9 feet of snow, I probably would have been fine. We had to once when I think it was in high school. You know the big golf domes that are inflatable?
Yeah.
We had so much snow it collapsed it, and they paid all of us high school kids like $10 an hour to come dig it out. That was pretty profitable. A lot of hard work though.
Well, yeah, that's fun though.
It was.
That's the fun
They
kind
gave
of
us
work.
hot chocolate and money.
I love snow, and I like when it happens. I like when it even disrupts our lives a little
Okay,
bit.
so this is a
Sorry.
dumb question. I've never lived through 6 feet of snow.
Ugh.
Do you have to keep going outside and shoveling around your door? Because
Yep.
if you waited for the snow to build up, you would be stuck in your home.
It is all about the wind. Like
Okay.
the way it piles up against your house is about the drifting. Like if it's straight down and it's 6 feet, well then yes, you have to do that because you're stuck. If you have to climb out a window. Like that's
and that happens to people, right?
it happens to people in Buffalo. It's probably happening to them right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
look
I
at some of
can
these photos.
imagine.
This is just an outrageous amount of snow.
Yeah.
Like I like snow. I'm good with like a foot or whatever. But when you get to this is pretty silly.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
It's the dumbest
I mean,
thing ever.
If you're a kid, this is great because you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to drive anywhere. You're a child. So all you know is I get to go outside and play in that.
It's a little bit better now when we can work more from home. So like if we were to have this kind of massive blizzard in St. Louis, I would be like, well, just connecting from home for the next couple of days. That makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
But it just ruins everything. Going to the store, shoveling your driveway, it makes your commute twice as long. Ugh, no, thank you. I'll pass. Had enough.
Yeah. Although the problem with St. Louis, we're not equipped. Now we're better than Atlanta is to deal with snow, but we're not equipped to deal with a ton of snow across the bi-state area. And then of course, it always I feel like we'll get this snow or ice and it's a mix. So it's that kind of really messy accumulation that's difficult to drive in, difficult to navigate, not quite enough to play in the snow or build a snowman. And then it's 70 degrees 2 days later.
Well, the slush isn't fun.
No.
It turns to
snow
slush
is
so
fun.
quickly.
The slush is not fun.
I want to go sledding. You guys want to go sledding if it snows well this winter?
Yes.
If you can find me the best dumpster lid possible,
How amazing was that?
that was one of my favorite things of all time.
The dumpster lid guys.
This is
who
my
were
buddy. He's a scab.
but I like them anyway. They're sledding
guys
in
were the
Forest
best.
Park
Yes.
down Art Hill
Yeah,
on
let's
dumpster
go.
lids. They
Hey,
became
you got to make
internet
do, man.
sensations.
You got to make do. You don't always have a really good sled with you. What's the best sled you ever had?
We had one of those, the metal ones.
Yeah, it looks like a bowl.
The flyers.
the metal like UFO thing.
No, the flyers where it has like the red metal sled.
I have never
and then wood.
been on one of those that
Amy
actually worked.
Amy was rich growing up. We had to use cardboard.
Roger's like, we just went down on our pants.
Yeah. And we liked it because that's all we
We
had.
liked it just fine. Our Friday draft next up on the show.
Maxine Clark made a difference with Build-A-Bear, and now she's instigating change at Delmar Divine. In the latest episode of PNC C-Speak, the language of the executives, she admits she has a bias toward action and shares how the community in 63112 is evolving. C-Speak provides digital storytelling from a C-level perspective on relevant, forward-thinking business approaches. Don't miss our podcast with Maxine Clark at KMOX.com/PNC C-Speak. PNC C-Speak, the language of the executives.
Let's talk real estate for a minute. The St. Louis market is kind of tricky for home sellers right now, with home values going down and not selling as quickly. Now is not the time to risk losing precious equity on your home. This is Debbie Monterey, and I always recommend calling Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria's the best. She's experienced every type of market, both good, great, and the not so good. So before you list your home for sale, call Gloria, and here's why. Gloria Liu will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or she'll buy it herself, guaranteed in writing. Gloria already has the buyers, thousands of buyers in her database. In fact, your home may already be sold. Gary and Angela called Gloria and sold their home even before it listed because Gloria had several buyers looking for a home in that area. Call Gloria Liu today at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or find her online at gloriahasthebuyers.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 38,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly, different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 noon, we've got a blue sky, 30 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour, another provocation from North Korea. Here's CBS's Linda Kenyon.
Vice President Kamala Harris in Bangkok to discuss economic issues with Asia-Pacific leaders. But those talks were interrupted when North Korea fired another intercontinental ballistic missile.
It destabilizes security in the region and unnecessarily raises tension.
The missile landed near Japanese waters. A statement from the U.S. government says North Korea's action is a brazen violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Vladimir Putin was not present when some of his top military officials announced on television that Russia was withdrawing from the city of Kherson in southern Ukraine as the defense minister and chief commander discussed the retreat in a stiffly recited meeting on November 9th. Putin toured a neurological hospital in Moscow. As Russia faces mounting setbacks in its war, Putin appears to have delegated delivering unpopular news to others. A third test by another private contractor found no harmful levels of radioactive material on Jana Elementary School grounds. Tricia Smith is a parent of a former Jana student and was asked if she thinks there's any danger at the school.
I don't know.
I couldn't make a judgment call on that at all because I haven't heard enough to know one way or another.
St. Louis County Council member Shalonda Webb was also at the meeting last night. She says she's trying to understand all the data just like other parents. The estate of a rock legend could go to court against a political candidate whose race has yet to be settled.
The estate of Tom Petty says it's exploring legal options after Arizona Republican Kerry Lake used his 1989 song, I Won't Back Down, in a video this week. Lake is still in an unsettled battle for governor. The estate says it was stolen and used without permission to promote a failed campaign. It's not a new fight for Petty's estate. It locked horns with the 2020 Trump campaign for use of the same song. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
The sale of all beer with alcohol at the 8 World Cup stadiums has been banned. That affects the St. Louis company, although non-alcoholic beer will still be sold at the 64 matches in Qatar.
An agreement had been announced in September for beer with alcohol to be sold within the stadium perimeters before and after games. Now, as senior official Colin Smith says, you'll only be able to get that outside, with Budweiser Zero inside.
We will have Budweiser, alcoholic Budweiser and Budweiser Zero available outside the stadium within the perimeter. And then within the bowl of the perimeter will be Budweiser Zero available.
Smith clarifies that Qatar is not an alcohol-free city throughout.
It's available now, obviously, in Qatar also in licensed premises, and that will continue.
A frustration for regular soccer fans could be that champagne, wine, whiskey, and other alcohol still expected to be served in the luxury hospitality areas of the stadiums. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
That's from the First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk. The Dow from Stifel up 41 points to 33,587. Some police activity, Clarkson at Kerrs Mill, and we've also got a crash, 55 north at Lindbergh, some debris, 70 east at Shreve in the right lane, and debris 270 west at Bennington Place. Watch out there. Stalled vehicle 270 south at St. Charles Rock Road on the right shoulder.
Cold and windy this afternoon with a high 33. Accurate with the real field temperatures stay in the 20s. We're down the teens and 20s tonight, and then back up in the lowest 40s tomorrow on Sunday, moderating to the upper 50s as we get into the work week next week. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Justine DeVore and the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It's 30 in Florissant, 29 in St. Peters, and 30 degrees downtown at the Arch right now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
The show and the draft.
The draft.
Building the perfect team.
I love the draft.
It's the draft.
More draft.
On the show.
All right, time for our Friday draft. You can draft with us. Text 314-436-7900. Love to see your submissions. This week, Raj, what are we going with?
I think we're going to go with this. Companies that are, it could be defunct companies or extinct products because Twitter's about to die.
Yeah.
And with a very useful thing in Twitter that's about to die, well, why not celebrate or draft some of the old companies and or products that we no longer have?
So specific brands, right? We're not like a type of store, but a particular store.
Specific brands.
Yeah. Just want to be clear to our texters, 314-436-7900.
Yeah.
You can leave us voicemails as well. You want to get to that, 314-944-1120. All right, who's tracking it? Who's going first?
I think I went first last time, so
right.
one of you two bozos gets to go.
Amy, you go first.
So I will go first. And I'm going to go with an oldie, but a goodie.
That's the point.
And it's very local, though.
Okay.
Boatman's Bank.
Boatman's?
Remember the Boatman's guy?
Yeah. Isn't Boatman's Bank Bank of America now?
No. It's probably U.S. Bank or something. I don't know. But it's not Boatman's Bank anymore. I'm going with
Boatman's Bank. Oh, yeah. I remember Boatman's
All the Boatman's
Bank.
commercials. It's Boatman's guy.
All right. So your number one overall pick is Boatman's? All right. I love drafting against Amy. It's the best. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we know who's losing today.
I go with my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who know what I'm talking about with the Boatman's guy, you can vote for my draft. at the show KMOX on Twitter, which will soon be dead.
Boatman's.
I love that.
You can go next, Ranj.
Boatman's
All right.
is your first.
First pick.
You could
All
have
right.
saved that
Hey,
for the last pick of the last round, and it would have been there for you. That's a
All
bad
right.
value pick, Amy.
Shut
my
up, Kevin.
my number one overall pick is DeLorean.
Oh, not bad.
A DeLorean's
It's not Boatman's, but whatever.
I mean, it's no
way
Boatman's.
better. Come on, that one didn't have like 1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
God, I love DeLoreans.
Yeah,
They're so cool.
they're weird though. You ever like? I'm assuming
Yeah.
you've been up close, like
Yeah.
the finish on the outside.
So
Didn't like
guess
that
what?
rough feeling.
Yeah.
yeah.
My
The
sister's
groove.
It's like sandpaper.
It's grooved.
my sister's fiance has a DeLorean.
Does it work?
Oh.
It works. I don't think it was very expensive because I think it's a DeLorean, but it does work.
You travel
it's-
in time.
Yeah.
I mean, the door that goes up.
Yep.
the- What do they call
well,
that?
You can get a Lambo like that too, but a Lambo is
Wow,
pretty
that's like
expensive.
Yeah.
$1 million. But
Yeah.
what do they call those doors?
I don't know,
The
butterfly
wing doors,
wing
or something?
wing
Yeah.
doors,
Okay.
Butterfly doors.
All right,
That's what they're
Kevin.
called.
Kevin, you're up.
Toys R Us.
Oh my
Uh,
God, that's a good pick.
Although I had it on my list, and here's why it was a maybe. I think it's existing within department stores, like within Macy's.
Really?
I think so. I think they're
Huh.
putting a couple Toys R Us within Macy's for the holiday season. I could be wrong, but that's a good one. All right, guys, I'm going with Blockbuster Video.
Oh, that's a really good one.
that was on my list.
Amy, that doesn't quite save the first round pick, but it's really good.
Thanks.
That was
That's a high value pick.
I loved, and I mean now it's great that you can watch any movie whenever you want.
Mhm.
It's on demand. You don't
Yeah.
have to wait for it. Whatever. But there was something really fun
so exciting.
about going into the movie store and like the new release, thinking, "Oh, I hope it's in. I hope it's in."
And the new release you only got for like a day or two. You didn't get it.
Oh
as
yeah.
long.
yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't
New
get the
release
5
was
days.
like 2 days, and
Yeah.
then the regular one was longer. Yeah.
And the best was when it wasn't on the shelf.
Mhm.
But then you go up to the front and there were the movies that had just been returned, but they haven't had time to put them back on the shelf, and it was sitting there
Mhm.
on the stack with the rest of them. Those were the best.
And then on the counter too, they also always had the VHS that had been melted because it had been left in the car
What?
with a little reminder not to leave the VHS in the car because they'll melt.
I never saw that one. All right.
Actually, I think that was at the store called Videos. I don't think that was Blockbuster.
The number 5 overall pick,
Sure.
my number 2 is Circuit City.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I really liked Circuit City.
All right.
Didn't Rachel Zimmerman work at Circuit City?
Nope.
She didn't?
Nope. And you can't keep saying those things because someone might draft one of those other things.
Oh. Oh.
Actually, I think this one might
remember
still.
now.
I think this one is still in business though.
Actually, I don't know what it is.
This one
I
can't be
do.
picked. It's
Okay.
still in business. Is Radio Shack.
That's what I
Rachel
was
worked at
gonna
Radio
say.
Shack,
Yeah, yeah.
she did.
but it's still in
Mhm.
business. Yeah.
I've never met anybody who worked at Radio Shack.
Yes,
have
you
now.
have.
That is awesome.
Yes, you have, Rachel.
Wow.
All right.
I had no idea. Kevin, your number 2 pick.
That would be Tower Records.
Damn, that was on my
Nice.
list too.
Tower Records. The
Nice.
old. I'm not gonna lie, man. I loved going to the record store.
Yes.
Old person. Well, semi old person question. Did you ever go to the record store and just pick something out based on the cover of the CD?
No.
Or the? Oh, I did.
No.
Couple times big winners. Couple times bad move.
Yeah.
I'm always in
I
the
picked
like
out
rock
wine
session,
that
so I know
way.
it'd be like a rock. I knew it'd be a rock thing, but then sometimes you're like, oh, that one not so good.
Anytime I went to the record store, I went in for a specific purpose. I knew
Yeah.
what I was getting.
Yep.
I never did that with records or CDs, but I did that with wine and like craft beer. I go by the label.
Just
'Cause
Yeah,
there are
that's-
so
looks
many
good.
options.
Yeah.
All right, with my 3rd overall pick, gentlemen, I'm picking TWA.
Oh, come on.
Boom.
Come on. That's a
I
good one.
led with Boatman's. If you don't have TWA by now, that's your fault.
I can't believe you picked Boatman's Bank over Blockbuster and TWA.
Boatman's
I
is
know.
very personal.
What a
for me.
weird pick.
Ass backwards draft.
You slotted Boatman's. They're going to get all this money.
Yeah, I
and
know. And I mean, you got to think about that 5th year option, the whole deal, man.
Fan base is going to be upset.
I know. It's crazy.
That is just what an
Could have traded
unbelievable.
down. It would have still been there.
Mhm.
All right. I miss them, guys.
Yep.
My number 3 pick, Blackberries.
Oh.
I
The
loved
company BlackBerry.
the phone. I loved the buttons. Like I loved being able to type with an actual keyboard with the tactile feel. I love
Yeah.
those.
Okay.
I miss it. You never had one, did you?
I didn't have a BlackBerry. No.
Amy?
No.
None of you had a BlackBerry?
No.
All right, Tyler had
did
one.
What were you, 8?
How did you have a BlackBerry? Were you a CEO when you were when you were 12?
I was like 4th grade CEO.
No, it was just a phone I got. It was one of the first phones when my generation was first kind of like getting phones when we were younger.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like figuring it all out.
Was
Like,
it your
what's the-
dad's leftover?
I think maybe the first one was.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
That makes sense.
Blackberries
It's a
are
weird
awesome.
thing for a kid.
I even had
It's this really big business phone.
I had the
Brick Breaker was where it was at.
Okay.
What was it?
The game Brick Breaker.
Oh, I didn't play that.
I never had a BlackBerry.
So I had the regular BlackBerry with the full keyboard, but
Mhm.
then later on they made a flip BlackBerry,
Mhm.
and I had that one, and that one was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Too bad they're not around anymore.
No, they're not. All right, who's number 3? It's you, Kevin.
Me. But quick, we had an update from a couple of texters. 217-314 said that the DeLorean doors are gull wing doors.
Gull wing. That makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
of course we would think of gulls and sports cars. I really not that
Like a seagull.
yeah, I know, but like whatever. It's a weird bird. I mean, like it should be eagle's wings or something.
Oh, okay.
Something cool. Enron.
Come on, you want to Enron?
I don't miss it. It's just a big name. People are going to recognize it.
Oh,
You can't
to
forget.
win.
You
Never
picked a-
forget.
you just picked somebody with a lot of off the field issues.
Yes, I did.
All right.
But it's 3rd round pick, so again, value.
It is a 3rd round.
It's a 1st round talent.
You're getting
Bernie Madoff, right? All that.
no, no,
Who's
no.
the Enron guy? Who's the Enron guy?
Bernie Madoff was like a he's like a money manager for rich people.
That's right. Who's the Enron guy?
It's Kenneth Lay.
Oh, Bernie Madoff is in prison though, and he sells,
Yes, he's in prison.
He sells Swiss Miss hot chocolate
In prison?
in prison, and apparently, because like these little black markets in prison, like guys are able to get whatever items they get and they sell it. So I thought
Yeah.
of Enron, but it made me think of the Swiss Miss story I heard. Bernie Madoff sells
Oh my
Swiss
God.
Miss in prison.
Well, Amy, you get to
Does he
pick
want
next.
does he want some Swiss Miss for Christmas?
Oh my gosh!
All right,
Come on,
Amy.
Kevin.
What is your number 4 pick?
The WB. The network. Like
The network, the WB?
Felicity. Buffy the
What in
Vampire
the
Slayer
hell?
doesn't exist anymore.
What in the okay?
I'm not saying I like it. It's gone.
Well, if you don't like it, all right, never
Oh,
mind.
I thought
I'm gonna ask
he
you.
doesn't like Enron. Are we supposed to be picking what we like?
No, just you're picking whatever.
Well,
All right,
I mean, there are other things that I like more than the WB.
my number 4 pick,
Yeah.
AOL,
Oh yeah.
which by it
Does
still,
it still
exists, I guess.
You can't pick it then.
But
Yeah.
America Online, there's no instant messenger, is there?
I don't know.
Can you still do AIM?
I don't
know, but all I know is that Jimmy just tweeted that he still has his Blockbuster Video membership
Oh,
card in
that's
his
pretty
wallet.
awesome.
We got
I-
another texter that
Awesome,
says
Jimmy.
Blockbuster is still a publicly traded company. There's one open in
Yeah.
Oregon.
And it's like
Yeah,
a
it's,
joke.
just,
It's gone.
It's effectively gone, and so is AOL.
Said Circuit City is still in business. It is. It is?
Where?
I don't know.
Well, forget it.
Let me-
Circuit City is effectively gone.
Circuit City. Why did Circuit City go out of business? Is the first thing that comes up when you Google Circuit City, but it does not have a dead date. Like a lot of these other
Okay.
companies, when you Google them, it says they ceased operations. So I don't know. Maybe they do still have a thing. And Ronj, apparently they still sell Blackberries.
They do.
That's what our one texter is saying.
Well, all of these things are effectively dead.
I've got one that I like because I don't like because I like it more than I like the WB. So if Kevin picks, we'll have time to do one more rapid fire round.
Yeah, Kevin,
Or we
it's
can
your
do
pick.
it next.
Number 4 pick, Kevin.
Number 4 pick. Borders.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
on my
one.
Borders
list.
bookstore
Yeah.
used to be the biggest thing ever. Everybody's going, let's get
Yeah.
snacks and coffee and go
Yeah.
to the bookstore. And now it's just like, hey, I'm just going to order it on Amazon.
I still have a Borders gift card at home
Wow.
You do?
for
That's
$10.
unfortunate.
Hang on to it.
What do you think? Can't get anything with it.
Well, you never know.
Are we doing one more pick, or are we going to come back and do
We
a
can do it
bonus
next
pick?
up, and then we
Okay.
can get some more from the text line if anybody
All
wants
right.
to send them in. 314-436-7900 is the number that you can use to join in. Coming up after the 12:30 news, we'll be doing a little bit of baseball and hockey, talking about Goldschmidt's MVP, the Blues' 5-game winning streak. Next up, though, some of your submissions for our draft plus one bonus round here on the show.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to KMOX for all the news, sports, talk, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at ThrottleNet. These are the genius IT guys I've been representing for years and years now. We are number one all the time. Best in customer service from Small Business Monthly. Best in cybersecurity, again, Small Business Monthly. We have an average response time. I love this statistic. The average response time in St. Louis in 2020 by IT companies. You have a problem, you reach out to them, hey, I'm all shut down, help me, was 3 hours. If you got back within 3 hours, you were cool. Ours was 1 minute, 57 seconds, and the guys were very unhappy with that. It takes less than 2 minutes for us to address your problems. Here's a huge thing. We are now offering $500,000 in ransom protection to everyone who uses us. This is part of the deal. You don't pay extra for it. So if you happen to be hit, and you have to pay, we're going to pay it up to $500,000. Now, this shows you how confident we are because no one under our protection has ever had to pay. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS.
Hi, this is Kent Newbold at Newbold Toyota. Since we led the St. Louis Metro in Toyota sales in August, the factory gave us a whole bunch of cars. So come see us. Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
The Vietnam War united and divided our nation. A fracture still felt 5 decades later. Vietnam, at War and at Home, a new exhibit at Soldiers Memorial Military Museum, examines how the St. Louis region contributed to the dramatic storylines of this pivotal period of war, protest, tragedy, and change. From photos of the front lines to popular music, to the experiences of those who served and the refugees who fled and settled here, the exhibit illuminates the Vietnam era and offers connections to today.
The federal government is hiring 87,000 new IRS enforcement agents. Make no mistake, with spending out of control, they're looking to collect revenue. The first target will be you. If you have not paid your taxes or filed them in years, let me help you get that target off your back. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm here in St. Louis. So if you have unfiled returns, wage levies, bank levies, or tax liens, now's the time to call the Lance Drury Law Firm before the IRS calls you. Your consultation is free, so don't put it off. The Lance Drury Law Firm focuses solely on tax resolution law. It's all we do. And if you have IRS problems, you have legal problems. Let us use our tax law resolution experience to guide you and work on your custom resolution plan. Call now. It's free and confidential. Call me, Lance Drury, at 314-260-6120 or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like the potential to participate in credited interest from market index returns and limit the downside? Join me, Ben Coons, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio. You can also call me now for your complimentary Retirement and Income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233.
All the news and all that matters to you. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
All right, picking up with the Friday draft. Companies that are no longer with us in honor of Elon and Twitter. Seems like it's funny when you're reading Twitter, which is an odd thing to say.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, well, if this thing dies today, you can find me on my Insta. Like it's not going to die today.
Well,
It's
not
gonna-
today.
it's gonna
Probably
have-
not today.
It might have problems, but it's not like it's just going to disappear.
Could.
But these other companies have mostly just disappeared.
I mean, MySpace is technically still
Is it
around.
really?
I mean, you can go to a MySpace page.
I did not know this.
I didn't either. Hey guys, is anyone like super unhappy right now?
314-43. No, I'm sorry. This is not the text line, but you can text that 314-436-7900. If you ever want to leave us a voicemail, it's 314-944-1120.
Amy, just ask Charlie Brennan about Boatman's Bank. His wife retired from Bank of America, which was formerly Boatman's Bank. Clearly, your head is still selling running shoes.
Well,
Your head
yeah,
is
you're
still
still
running shoes.
selling
Damn
running
it, how
shoes.
did-
Okay.
Damn it, Amy, how did you not know this random, obscure thing?
I
And
love that of everything I've ever said on this stupid show.
you should text Charlie.
That she was offended enough to say that she's not going to listen anymore
Because you didn't know.
because I didn't know the Boatman's Bank, Bank of America connection. and that she called in and left a message. And that's what I love about the passion of our
Boatman's.
listeners.
Never mind that. Where's my credit for knowing that it's Bank of America?
I know.
Yeah, there you go.
Ranji.
Good
Come
job,
on,
Ranji.
lady.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
You're
because
going to
you're-
call in
that's
and
because
Pat on
you're
the back.
a left-wing
You know
nut.
what? It's
'Cause I'm a
also because
left-wing
it's
nut. That's
easier
it.
to be angry than it is to be nice.
Well, I want that lady to go back to the voicemail line at 314-944-1120 and give me
Say-
my due
Say,
credit.
good job, Ron.
What
Thank you.
I love is that I thought I cared about Boatman's Bank because I drafted it first. But
Yeah.
this lady's love for Boatman's Bank and its history and the
Boatman.
integrity of its
Oh.
story surpasses anything that I hold in
All
my
right.
heart.
Are we doing a
Ah.
bonus round?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Yep.
So we got a lot coming in on the text line. We'll get to
I'll
in a
do it
second.
quickly.
Amy,
Bonus
your
round.
bonus pick.
Clippy from Microsoft Word.
Oh, the little thing that pops up and gives you tips?
Yep.
Isn't it still there?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, I'll give it to you, I guess.
Apparently, Clippy can be found if you want to find him, but he used to just be there. You turn it
So
on.
Clippy was a
That's true.
business.
Clippy was
Clippy is a little,
paperclip.
looks like a paper
I
clip,
know
and he
what
would pop up.
Clippy
And
was, but like,
It's a
it's fine.
thing.
It's fine.
we're not doing businesses, Kevin. It's like
someone
anything
online.
that's gone. Like
Anything.
anything. Yes.
Kevin,
Oh,
Kevin
we
wants to know
explained
if he
this.
could
All
draft
right, my
Enron
choice
again.
is dinosaurs.
It's not your turn.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
Jesus, Kevin.
You know what I wish? I wish one day you just wouldn't come back.
Hey, we can arrange that, Amy. We can arrange that, young lady.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it would be great if you just didn't come back.
Hey, listen, we can arrange that.
All right.
Okay. Listen, Steve, our
Back
boss.
back to the task.
If he doesn't come back, that would be great.
What do you got, Raj?
I'm picking Kmart.
Oh, good one.
I love
Is
Kmart. It's
Kmart
so
gone?
filthy.
You missed
Yeah.
the blue light?
Yes, the blue light special.
Yes.
You go in, everything's dirty.
I didn't think that when I was a kid. I was like, this is great. They got everything here.
That's
what I
right.
thought.
That's right.
There
And
are
then now
three-
we have.
There are
That's
3
right.
Kmarts left in the country.
Really?
No, it's dead.
That's where I used to get my Zips. Remember
Zips?
Zips shoes?
Oh,
Remember
yes.
that? Did you remember how fast they made you?
No, I never had. I never got zips.
That's what every kid thought.
What
Like,
was
they
it?
make you faster.
What's
We
the
gotta
line
get
from
Zips.
the Will Smith song? I asked my mom for Adidas and she bought me zips. Isn't that what
Yes.
it is? Yeah. All right, Kevin.
I
You're
get the last one?
picking dinosaurs?
No, I was
Okay.
just making fun of Clippy. I'm taking Brookstone. The store that
Oh, the
used
store.
They used to be the one, like the
yeah.
coolest one whenever you're at a shopping center or whatever, the one you go hang out in and check out the massage
Yeah.
chairs and all the
Massage
little
chair.
technology things that you could never afford.
There used to be a Brookstone at Union Station Mall when it was a mall.
Yeah.
Or it was a Sharper Image. I don't know. They're all the same.
Same idea. Same
Yeah.
idea. A lot of those things. We got a lot of text messages.
let's hear
For
'em.
some reason, a lot of people wanted to mention Venture Store.
Yes.
Yes! Oh
Venture.
my
There was a
gosh!
Venture right
National
off
supermarket.
64
Oh, I
in
failed.
Illinois.
Yep.
Oh.
Venture and National. We used to go to National after my mom would drop my sister off at school, and we would go to National and we would get trail mix, like make your own trail mix, and then go home and
Nice. We got a text. Bubman's Bank is a classic in St. Louis for those that are from here.
I think it was supposed to be.
So
It's
the-
probably Boatman's.
And Ron, this is about us. This is only partly true. The other 2 goons aren't from here, so they don't understand.
I am
Thank you.
actually from here,
Yeah.
so
No, you're from
you can.
Granite City.
That's here.
It's
Yeah.
different.
And I don't
You're
know
from
Bubman's Bank.
Wildwood. That's not even
It wasn't
Missouri.
even Wildwood.
That's
It was
not even Missouri.
unincorporated St.
It's
Louis
like,
County.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Let's see here. A couple other ones. Burger Chef. Do you guys remember Burger Chef?
No, but my dad worked at Burger Chef when he was in high
Yeah.
school.
Really?
Yeah.
Burger Chef was good. I liked Burger Chef back in the day. 314, Amy. Bernie Madoff died in 2021. I don't think he's selling hot chocolate. That's from the 314.
Oh, I forgot Bernie died.
I think he was selling hot
I forgot
chocolate.
too, though. I forgot to. Good riddance.
I don't think he's selling.
Let's see.
National supermarkets.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. That's
I loved National.
I'm
I have a
so
National
mad.
shirt.
Somebody says Clippy
you
lives
really?
on in Microsoft Teams in the stickers menu.
That's too niche.
We got Ask Jeeves, the search engine.
Oh, yes. I used to use Ask Jeeves all the time.
Somebody texted in Grandpa Pigeons. What's that?
Oh, it was a store.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Grandpa Pigeons?
There was one on Manchester.
Didn't we just call it Grandpa's, though? I never called it Grandpa Pigeons.
I don't
No, it's
know.
Grandpa Pigeons.
I'm a goon that's not from here.
Maybe I think it was Grandpa Pigeons originally, and then just went to
So
Grandpa's.
The texters are I just feel so overcome with remorse and regret and disappointment that I didn't pick Venture or National. The texters are so spot on. I so failed them.
6-3 says Polaroid. 636 Polaroid.
But they're
Polaroid's
still
good.
around.
Do they?
Yep.
They exist?
Oh, yeah. Urban Outfitters sells a tons of Polaroid. We bought everybody Polaroids, like the little cheap ones.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
Central Hardware.
Oh.
Central Hardware. We had one in Granite City, and it got hit by a tornado when I was a kid.
Zoinks. That's not great.
Yeah. Now it's an ace.
think the
Did you
text
say that on the text line, or did you just say that?
Yeah, just a texter from a
I was
618.
gonna say, because that would have been weird if you had said that at the
I
same
think the
time.
text line's winning. Like if I could get rid of my hand and pick a hand from the text line, I think I would do fare better.
Another 618 Discovery Zone.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yes. It's like a petri dish for disease.
Yes, the good old days.
Everybody came home from
Used to
Discovery
play in
Zone
germs.
sick. Yeah.
Is Showbiz Pizza still a thing?
Well, it's Chuck
Good
E.
question.
Cheese.
Well, Chucky, I don't
Yeah,
think
not
they're
the same
exactly the
thing, though.
same.
But
No, they're
Showbiz
not.
does not exist.
They're not.
One thing I would like to point out, the
Showbiz does still exist.
the animated neon Budweiser sign on 40
Yeah.
is now operating
I
again.
did see that.
That was one of my favorite things when I was little,
Mhm.
and we would have to go to my grandmother's house in Chesterfield, and so we'd cross the river. We had two ways to get there.
You
could take
say your grandmother's house?
Yeah.
So you had to go over the
the
river?
and through the woods.
Wow.
Yeah. There were two ways to get there, 270 or 40, and I would make my parents at night drive down 40 so I could see the Budweiser Eagle flapping its wings.
Nice.
And it's back.
It's back, baby.
And I didn't know that it was coming back. And I've been driving down that road every day on the way home thinking, I really hope they bring back the Budweiser sign. And they did.
That's awesome.
It's operating. So everybody can rest easy now.
Got a texter that saying FW Woolworth.
Yep.
Oh,
Woolworths.
Woolworth. We had a Woolworth in Granite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Was that
Now it's a-
was that like a regular? Was that like a department store or more of a Kmart-y kind of thing?
Neither.
Neither.
Neither. It was like
More
a
like a drugstore,
like an
a-
old school drugstore.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
I
Because
know
they
I
had the little diner counter and all that stuff.
You got a Peaches Records.
Never heard of it.
Mm-mm.
The other one, other than Tower, though, would have been like Sam Goody. That was a big one.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I remember those.
They might have been part of the same parent company.
Do you remember Tape World?
Tape
Tape World. No, that sounds like Tapeworm though. That's a bad name.
How dare you? Tape
Commodore
World.
computers.
This is
Commodore.
This is girls, but The Limited was huge for millennial girls.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be tweeting out our teams. You can vote at the show
My team
KMOX
is
on
the
Twitter,
worst.
Yeah,
and
your
then
team sucks.
we'll announce some of the results later on the show.
I only know what life looks like and feels like through my eyeballs.
It's my
I wonder if anyone is where they thought they would be. I'm not where I thought I would be even 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Life changes so much. Yeah, hey, make your plans, do what you want to do, whether it's marriage or kids or your job or your health.
Discover the life of Dave Glover.
I'm surprised at how surprising life is.
Weekday afternoons beginning at 2, only on KMOX.
KMOX News Time is 12:29. Donate a car, get a tax receipt, and tickets to the St. Louis Aquarium at MERSGoodwill.org.
You had a solid retirement dream, sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with Truehold. Truehold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since Truehold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will buy your home for today based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
At 12:30, it's partly cloudy and 31 degrees downtown at the Arch. A precautionary boil order continues in St. Louis after a 3-foot wide water main broke at 13th and Lucas. There was no contamination detected, but water pressure may be low. The order includes downtown, downtown west, and other neighborhoods. All the information's at KMOX.com. The day after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced she would step aside, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries of New York announced his own history-making bid to lead the House Democrats. House Democrats will elect their leaders in a closed caucus caucus meeting after Thanksgiving. Republican 2024 presidential prospects descend on Las Vegas this weekend as anxious donors and activists openly consider whether to embrace former President Donald Trump for a third consecutive bid. Mr. Trump will be among the only Republican prospects not in attendance for the Republican Jewish Coalition's annual leadership meeting. And right now, traffic-wise, we've got a stall 70 west past the airport, right lane. Crash 55 north at Lindbergh. Debris 70 east at Kings Highway in the right lane. High today, 33 degrees. Real feels stay in the 20s. Gusty wind this afternoon. Cold tonight, low 21 in the city. Teens in the outlying areas. Sunny, breezy, and not as cold tomorrow with a high of 41. It's 31 degrees at the moment downtown at the Arch now. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Men suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, regardless of age or past medical history, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Paramount Men's Medical Center. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. Call now, 314-720-8081.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Medicare open enrollment starts October 15th and ends December 7th. Claim the State Health Insurance Assistance Program is your trusted Medicare resource in Missouri. They're not an insurance company and don't sell anything. Counselors help you compare and enroll in plans. Check if you qualify to lower your Medicare costs and more. Call 1-800-390-3330. Claim, assisting Missourians with Medicare since 1993. Funding provided by Missouri Department of Commerce and Insurance through ACO.
The heavy sigh. It's usually a sign of being overwhelmed, as if to say, I can't believe this is happening. Steve All at the All Financial Group has seen those feelings from the people who walk through his doors. If you feel overwhelmed about planning for retirement, call 636-230-8824 and get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory services offered through All Financial Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuity products offered through Stephen All, Missouri license 8039738.
Don't fall behind on your garage door maintenance. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for our 26-point tune-up. It's only $89.95. That's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Trusted by St. Louis homeowners since 1926. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com or call 314-781-5200.
Tonight, it's women's Billikens basketball action as they take on Green Bay, Wisconsin. Pre-game 6:47, tip at 7. Hear the game here on your home for Billikens basketball, KMOX.
It was probably the most fun year I had as well. And I think those are two different, your best year, your most fun. But for those to line up is very special and something. You know, hopefully there's an even better year, more fun year, and definitely a more fun ending. That's the goal. But for what's happened so far, you know, this was a great year.
That's Paul Goldschmidt from yesterday. His chat with the media after the announcement that he was named the 2022 National League MVP. And we're going to talk a bit more about his MVP, and we'll talk a bit about the Blues here in a couple of minutes as well. Before we move any further, though.
Yes.
We got to figure out why there's so much anger over
Guys,
Boatmans. Like, I don't understand.
We are getting a lot of hate on the text line.
Well, not we, you.
Yeah,
That's
you.
directed at me.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just goons. We don't.
Yeah,
yes,
we're goons.
directed at me regarding my not understanding, not knowing the Boatman's Bank history and Bank of America
How
and all of that.
dare you.
So I just want to explain to you, gentlemen, and all of our listeners, why I don't know the whole Boatman's Bank history.
Because nobody cares.
And that is because I do not care.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do not care. And so I didn't Google because I cared so little that even Googling seemed like overthinking the process.
Oh, man.
And I am still waiting for my acknowledgement that
I acknowledged.
I
I'm so
knew
proud of you. I'm happy
Boatman's
for you.
It used to be or
Yeah.
Bank of America.
Yeah,
used to
you
be
did a good job,
Boatman's.
Ronch.
Thank you.
I wish. I'm sure there are a lot of things that I care about as much as these people care about the history of Boatman's Bank and the vitriol hurled in my direction because I do not care. But I'm sure I'll think of something that I care about this much. But congrats to everyone who feels very strongly
That's okay
about
because
this.
there are people who are mad at me for being mean to you.
Yeah, well, that's
Sure.
legit, though.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
So, well, you want to ask me why?
Why, Ronj, are you so mean to me?
Because I don't care.
All right, so off of the Boatman's thing
Hi,
for,
Hochfünf, which means high five in German.
High five. On that note, high five.
Nice.
Hey guys, transition. High five, Paul Goldschmidt.
To Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie,
Well done.
Boatman's Bank.
I mean, for him to have come back to have an MVP season at this age, like he's the oldest player to win the MVP since Barry Bonds did it on steroids in 2004. So Bonds was 40 the last time we had somebody. So Goldie's, though, 35. He has passed through all of the testing protocol that Major League Baseball has had over these years. So we can say he is a clean player doing this in his mid-30s, which is phenomenal. But the year that he had, he called it in that clip. It was the most fun year he's had. And I think a lot of that has to do with the team being good, Albert Pujols being a part of it. And by the way, I thought it was really cool that Albert was the one that was chosen to kind of congratulate him on MLB Network last night. So Albert had a lot of nice things to say about Goldie. And then Goldie kind of said it was amazing to have you around and all that. That part was fun. But you had all the great side stories. You had a winning team. And oh, by the way, you had the best year of your career. Pretty nice combo.
Yeah. It was clear that he was their best hitter for a long portion of the season. Nolan Arenado was really good for a while too. And you felt like for at least a short period of time, you had those two potential MVP candidates. And he's clearly been very important to their offense. And it's to the point where if those two guys, and we saw this during the postseason, if those two guys aren't producing, the whole lineup is in trouble because they are so much the focal point of what they're doing, and there wasn't a lot of help outside of that. And I think it kind of it gives you an idea of where the offense would have been. And we were talking positively about the Cardinals offense for a while. They were scoring a bunch of runs, and maybe we were sort of blind to the fact that they were the reason for it. They were like the main reason that offense was so good for so while. And kind of what it does, I think, is exposed just the rest of the offense. It's a testament to him and what those two guys did, in particular Goldschmidt, because they were so important to them. And I hope that as the offseason moves forward, that they do something to solidify the rest of the lineup, because it can't just be Goldschmidt and Arenado dependent. There have to be other guys who can contribute.
What's really interesting is too that like Goldie's numbers this year were if you put it into the league context, right? You adjust for the league, were similar to the Albert Pujols MVP years.
Yeah.
The crazy part is that Albert did that every year for 11 years.
Yeah.
Like that was him every year. Now Goldie's been an amazing player. I think Goldschmidt has a legitimate Hall of Fame case to be made in the coming years. It's not, we're not quite there yet. He's going to play for, it seems like at least a few more years, even though he's 35 and he's under contract for another couple of years to the Cardinals. But when you're starting to add up some of the counting numbers, he's over 300 home runs. He's got Gold Gloves under his belt. More analytical viewpoints are out there when it comes to the voters. So we're not looking just at hits and home runs, but how you relate to the league, like how much better you are than the league average. He's in that category. He's in that category. If he does this for a couple more years, you might be talking about a guy that could be a Cooperstown conversation.
He's only 35. I say only, but that would probably, it's very unlikely that his production is going to drop off dramatically over the next year or two.
You wouldn't think.
Barring injury. Barring an injury. Yeah. It would all be about his health. And if he maintains his health, then he should still be really productive, at least for the next couple of seasons. And that would give him a shot at that. I don't think there's any question about it.
Are there some recent Hall of Famers that retired pretty young that come to mind?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm not thinking of anybody
I guess
recent
like younger,
that was super young.
not going back to, the 50s and 60s, but
I mean, I don't know how I would define recent. Normally Hall of Famers do not retire young,
right?
Because you don't get the accumulated numbers you need to get there. But one example I could think of would be Kirby Puckett, who didn't play a very long career, might have only been 10, 11, 12 years, but got in the Hall of Fame anyway.
The only guy I can think
Goldie's
of
at 12 years now. He was a little bit of a late arrival in the big leagues by some standards. Like I think his first full year he was 24. But I mean, look at it this way. He's 35.
Yeah.
He does not look like he's declining at all. He just won the MVP and had, if not the best, is at least the second best season of his entire career. He's probably going to be fine for at least another 2-3 years as long as he wants to keep playing. He might play till he's 40.
Well, and I guess that's the point of my question. if Goldie were to retire this year, I know he's not going to, but
Okay.
if he were to retire at 35, is he maybe a Hall of Famer, not a Hall of Famer? If he retires at 39 but keeps up production, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. Where does that
Probably.
line break for him?
Right now, it would be a tougher conversation.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have a lot of the milestones that people want, right? So he's probably 2 years away from reaching 2,000 hits. 400 home runs would probably be good. He's at 315. He's over 1,000 runs batted in, but if he gives it like 2 or 3 more years, he's going to be getting up near 1,500. So
Do you think longevity counts too much in the Hall of Fame discussion?
Sometimes.
Because isn't that like Derek Jeter? Wasn't he just a lot?
Well, I don't think it counts.
he was
I
really,
think
really good.
Yeah,
What was
you
the
should.
conversation around him?
Well, the big problem there
Well,
was that
defensively.
he got too much credit
Right.
for all of the playoff games.
Okay.
Like, he's known as an elite playoff performer, which he was, but he was on a team that was in the playoffs every year because they were a dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the argument. Not that he was a great player. He was a Hall of Famer on merit alone in the regular season, even if you take out all that stuff. But the argument about him is he gets too much credit for having the highest paid team in baseball around him for his entire career.
So the comps on Baseball Reference for him, and these are they do like a similarity score is
yeah.
what they call it, and the similar batters to him over the course of his career up to this point are Freddie Freeman,
Yep,
Prince Fielder,
Yep,
really good, Mo Vaughn, Tim Salmon, Kent Herbeck, Derek Lee, Ted Kluszewski, and Dick Allen.
Yeah.
And those are really good players,
They're
but you're
all
not
just off.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about like just outside.
Although Freeman we'll see. But the other ones there.
Right.
I don't know that Prince Fielder is just off, but see, his problem was he got his career cut short by injury. He was
Right.
only like 30 when his career ended. So,
And by the way, to answer the question Amy asked about guys who had their careers end at a young age and still made the Hall of Fame, my default is always Sandy Koufax.
yeah.
Because he was 30 when he was done playing.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
But yeah, and he'd only played like 10, 11 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Because he came up young. He came up when he was really young. So it's not an easy thing to, and by the way, it's by no means automatic, but he will be a good conversation if he has another 3 or 4 years. Not at this level. He didn't have to be like this, but just another 3 or 4 average Paul Goldschmidt seasons. He'll be in the conversation because he gets the benefit of a voting group that is more about the advanced numbers than they are about the old school numbers. And when you consider his defense, his base running is really good too, and it works in his favor. When you account for things like wins above replacement, how he rates against the league average in his career, people that look at those things are going to rate him more highly than those guys that the similarity score says he's like, because he's better than those guys in a lot of ways. So it'll be interesting. Quick transition. We don't have a lot of time to do it, but we do need to talk about the Blues. Because when they were losing and they lost 8 games in a row and it was building, we were wondering what the hell is wrong with them. Are they going to fix it? Are they ever? Is this going to be the year where they might have to retool? But a 5-game winning streak, and not just a 5-game winning streak, by the way, but a 5-game winning streak with wins on the road at Las Vegas, a win on the road at Colorado. This has been a really good run for the Blues in these last 5 games. Now we're going to see what happens when they level off, right? Because they've gone through the extreme cold. This is the extreme counter to that. What are they going to be when they kind of settle in? And I still think they're a playoff team. I thought that before the year. There's no reason this number of games would change that.
It would be a huge disappointment if they were not
Right.
a playoff team. That would be somewhat disastrous, I think, with this lineup and just what's expected, and the fact that it's the NHL where half the teams make the playoffs. So, it's really interesting to see Jordan Binnington and kind of the waves of good play and then subpar performances that we've seen after the whole Stanley Cup run. The COVID years were weird. Of course, he was knocked out of the playoffs with an injury last year, but you really don't know what a goaltender is for a year and a half. That's how that worked. That's how it was with Frederik Andersen up at Toronto Maple Leafs. You can be an outstanding goalie, lead your team to a championship, and then whether it's guys figure out how to beat you, you lose that edge, I'm not sure. But it takes a year and a half to really know what a goaltender is. And I feel like we keep getting stuck with Jordan Binnington because of, again, the COVID year or his injury to find out what he's going to be. And will we ever see a performance like we saw in the entirety of 2019 in the playoffs? Well, I don't know, because that was an extraordinary team, an extraordinary time. And it's hard to compare this new lineup, this new style of play, which is not as heavy, not as defense minded. It's faster, it's lighter, with what he excelled at, between the pipes in 2019. So I think seeing Jordan Binnington be consistently good will be a huge factor for how successful this team is. I know that sounds like a cliche. It's the goaltender. He's got to be good. But who is Jordan Binnington? I still feel like we're kind of figuring that out.
Yeah, I think we know more about the rest of the roster and what they are, with a few exceptions. I think that's the question. Can he be consistently the number one guy all year long? And Greiss played great, by the way, last night. He made 47 saves last night. So he's a good player, but he's also late 30s. He's not an everyday guy. So if something goes wrong with Binnington, or if he gets into that streak like last year where Ville Husso bailed the team out, it'd be a little bit tougher run, I think, this year to be able to hope for that. But then again, we never thought Ville Husso was going to do that. So the Blues have this weird thing about finding goalies that can save the day in the Cinderella story out of nowhere. All right, coming up next, guys, think about this for the break. Listeners as well, you can text in 314-436-7900. What would you do if you were kept in jail for 8 months after charges were dropped on you? After the charges were dropped, you were still in jail 8 months later. What would you do?
I'd probably be unhappy.
We're going to talk about Rodney's unhappiness next on the show.
Hey guys, Glover here for Zero Res. So November is upon us, which means it is time for the holidays, time for getting together with family. And if you are hosting this year, of course, you want your house to present as beautiful and clean and welcoming. Get Zero Res in to do their platinum rated Zero Res carpet cleaning. Before you turn your furnace on, also this winter, you know that the dirt, dander, and other allergens are hiding in your air duct system. Clean that up for your health and for your safety. The legendary 30-day Gotta Love It guarantee means that if you're not happy, we're not happy. We'll come back, no questions asked, no hassles, no worries. Call Zero Res 314-474-2020 or book online for the DGS special. 3 rooms of carpet starting at $129 with a free room of fiber protectant and $50 off your air ducts. That's a total of $130 in savings. ZeroResSTL.com.
Get ready for a one-of-a-kind audio-visual experience. Timeless and everlasting. KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more, live in concert, 3 p.m. Saturday, December 10th at Enterprise Center. Don't miss this holiday tradition. $1 of each ticket sold to the 3 p.m. show will go to SSM Health Cardinal Glennon. Get full ticket and show details on the events page at KMOX.com.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
Do you know how much of your life savings you could lose in the next market downturn? Are you okay with the stock market controlling your financial future, or would you like to have more control? Hi. I'm Ken Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. Our team can stress test your retirement portfolio and give you the confidence to enjoy your retirement without having to worry about what the stock market is doing. Call 314-328-4400 today. That's 314-328-4400 and schedule your complimentary retirement roadmap review with our team. That's 314-328-4400. Again, 314-328-4400.
Heisey Advisory Group provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Hi, this is Margaret from Eamon Gantner and Capriano with a question. Did you use an internet service for your estate plan or your wills? Internet estate plans are convenient, but you get what you pay for. And where is your value when you have a crisis? Who do you call? Eamon Gantner and Capriano is your St. Louis-based estate firm, working with you closely through consults and phone calls during your planning today and your crisis tomorrow. Eamon Gantner and Capriano offers a free estate planning webinar. Check their website for more information and free registration. YourEstateMatters.com. We certainly can't predict our future joys and sorrows, but we should plan for them. And if not now, when? Eamon Gantner and Capriano, attorneys at law. Learn more at YourEstateMatters.com. The choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisement.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a suicide, mental health, or substance use crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There's hope. The Lifeline works. 988 for 24/7 confidential support. A message from the Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Furnish hope right here in St. Louis. Donate your unneeded furniture and household goods to Home Sweet Home. Visit www.homesweethomestl.org to learn more.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 314-441-4444. Kevin, Amy, and Chris now.
Best friends together.
Dave Glover at 2 on KMOX.
Watch back into the show. Chris Ranji, Amy Marks will be back in a minute. Kevin Wheeler with you here on the show. And there you go. Amy's back.
She tends to lose track of time.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, I knew exactly what time it was.
Sure you did. But you did walk in right on time, so that's good to know. All right, so I teased this before. This story is one that is the type that infuriates me because there's no deflecting or explaining this. This is a story in the Post-Dispatch today. A guy named Michael Jones was arrested in 2013. He was kept in jail because he could not afford to pay bail. His case was dismissed on November 26th, 2013. His case was dismissed.
Okay.
November 26th, 2013. He was not released from jail until July. He was in jail for 8 months after charges were dropped. He is suing the city, of course. The city's public defender is asking that this case be dismissed. And said this is Abby Duncan, who is working is the attorney with the city's counselor's office, said, "We're spending taxpayer resources to collect the discovery in this case. You kept a man in jail for 8 months. Not you, Abby. You didn't do it, but the city did. You kept somebody in jail for 8 months after charges were dropped. Nobody told him the charges had been dropped. They must have figured it out 8 months later. He didn't realize that this happened until 2019 when his lawyers did an investigation to figure out some of the things that are going on here.
Right. They're investigating the quote unquote, the workhouse, right? The medium security institution. Right. And they were investigating that jail and found that, like you said, he had been held wrongly for 8 months. I would have lost my mind if I had been held 8 days extra.
Pay this man.
Yes.
Don't fight it. Settle with him. Pay him. You kept him in jail for 8 months after dropping charges. It was not necessarily the same people that are in charge now in that moment, right? None of these people were there in 2013. It's not your fault. We're not blaming you. Pay this man.
Here's what I would
say.
Pay
him.
I am very glad for him that he did not find this out until many years later, because if you're in jail and you think you should not be there because your case is dismissed, if you know that's happened and they're still keeping you, I would be losing my mind. Now, he's probably in jail at the time thinking, I don't belong here, but they think I've committed a crime. If they know I haven't, if my case has been dropped and I know they know it's been dropped and I am still here, I think I'm cranked up to 100.
Yeah.
There's no way that I would not be just an absolute raging jerk in prison.
And to be clear, I don't think it was done to him on purpose. I'm not suggesting that.
No, it's
was
incompetence or something.
Whatever the explanation, malice or incompetence, pay him.
Yeah, you
Give
have to
him
now.
millions of dollars. That cannot happen.
The lawsuit alleges that city officials were notified by the St. Louis Public Defender's Office, and they told them that Jones was being held by mistake because the charges had been dropped, but they, quote, failed to establish effective procedures.
What does that even mean? He's not being charged. Open the door and let him go.
A clerical error? I mean, for 8 months, though.
Come on.
In prison?
I am absolutely insulted by the idea that the city is trying to argue he doesn't have a good enough case, or that statute of limitations in play, or they didn't establish that there's fraud. It doesn't have to be fraud. You kept somebody in jail for 8 months after charges were dropped. They were not being accused of a crime for 8 months. Pay him. Negotiate a settlement. Pay him millions of dollars. Michael Jones, 74 years old, should be rich tomorrow. Or Monday, I guess.
Or whatever it is. But you're right, and it's just going to cost money to fight this, which is not something they should be doing.
Give him some
clearly.
Rams money.
Yeah, give him some of that settlement money. We got plenty of it. Well, my issue with things like this, because they happen all the time, you would think when a city gets sued for something and ends up having to pay out a victim of whatever wrongful, jail time,
whatever, yeah.
wrongful imprisonment, getting beaten by police or something, having your civil rights violated, and then a city ends up having to pay millions of dollars to that person or to that person's family, you would think that in all cases, these places, these cities, these police departments would clean it up. Clean it up. Like, be especially mindful of situations like this so that you don't have to end up paying a family millions of dollars down the road.
Yeah, and I don't know.
But it seems like it's not a deterrent. It probably won't be.
They've settled
but
other cases for a lot less than what we're talking about.
I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
Stuff like this where you have to pay out because you messed up. You would think you would be especially mindful of not making those same mistakes, expensive mistakes, a second, third, or fifth time.
Cut Michael Jones a check, please. Thank you.
Get great money for your old money. SNL Coin is always buying Morgan Silver dollars and Peace dollars. SNL Coin is always buying Walking Liberty half dollars and Franklin half dollars. SNL Coin is always buying 90% silver coins, dimes and quarters. SNL Coin is always buying silver bullion rounds and bars. Call SNL Coin, 9300 Gravoy Road, 544-3600 before you sell. SNL Coin also buys scrap gold, gold filled, silver plate items, and sterling flatware. Precious metal gets you better money at SNL Coin.
Enjoy a better way to buy pre-owned at Bommarito. Shop thousands of vehicles at our 20 locations. Every make, every model, every price range. See it today. Drive it today. Buying 100% online. Use the Bommarito Fast Pass. Then count on Bommarito for service after the sale. A better experience, a better price for pre-owned. Go with the automotive leader. Bommarito, Missouri's #1 automotive group. Open 24/7 at Bommarito.com.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. If having turkey for the holidays, buy from a local farm, get one labeled USDA organic or certified humane. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
The Little Bit Foundation works to eliminate barriers to learning for 14,000 under-resourced students in the St. Louis area. Our vision is that every child has the opportunity to reach their potential and achieve their dreams. Bringing programs and partnerships into school communities, the Little Bit Foundation focuses on a whole child model, addressing essential needs, health and nutrition, wellness and family support, academic equity and enrichment, and college and career readiness. To learn more, go to thelittlebitfoundation.org.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The voice of the Billikens, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get 4 tickets to the St. Louis Aquarium when you donate your car to Goodwill. It's easy, towing is free, and you'll get a tax receipt too. Dive in and check it out at mersgoodwill.org.
Give hope. Give local. Give Goodwill.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 1 o'clock, we've got a sunny sky. It's up to 31 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
We've got two developing stories for you. First, for the second day in a row, police are helping to evacuate West County's Marquette High School after a social media threat. Chesterfield police were also there for a similar situation yesterday. Rockwood School District says only Marquette is affected. All other schools are continuing today as normal. The district says today's threat was airdropped, which is a method of sending files between Apple devices. And Attorney General Merrick Garland has named a special counsel to oversee the Justice Department's investigation into the presence of classified documents at former President Donald Trump's Florida estate and aspects of a separate probe involving the January 6th insurrection and efforts to undo the election. The move was announced just 3 days after Mr. Trump announced his 2024 candidacy. Mr. Garland will speak at 1:15, and we'll have that for you on KMOX. A day after Nancy Pelosi said she's stepping aside as House Democratic leader, the party could create more history.
15 years after Pelosi became the House's first female speaker. Good morning, everyone. New York's Hakeem Jeffries could make his own history as the first black leader of either party in Congress. Jeffries says he's running for a House Democratic leader after Pelosi said it's time to pass the mantle.
For me, the hours come for a new generation.
Top deputies Steny Hoyer and Jim Clyburn are also stepping aside, with Catherine Clark and Pete Aguilar moving quickly to replace them after long working with Jeffries as lower-rung leaders and now seeking a smooth transition as Democrats shift to the House minority. Sagar Magani, Washington.
We all know about Black Friday, but how about Red Friday? Well, that's today, and it's all about getting your Cardinals tickets in time for Christmas.
The beginning of the 2023 season, officially today, we call it Red Friday, a week before Black Friday, and you can get your packs or all-inclusive tickets.
Dan Farrell, Senior VP of Sales and Marketing for the St. Louis Cardinals. The home opener is March 30th against the Toronto Blue Jays, a ticket that's in high demand. The First Mid Bank and Trust Business Desk, home sales continue to slow. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
Sales of existing homes fell in October for the 9th straight month to the lowest pre-pandemic sales pace in more than 10 years. The National Association of Realtors says sales of previously occupied homes fell 6% from September and 28% from a year ago.
The national median home price rose about 7% in October from a year earlier to $379,000. The Dow from Stifel's up 75 points to 33,621. And we've got 340 closed going east at Kerrs Mill, a crash on 55 north at Lindbergh, stall 70 west at the airport, and another stall 6440 west on the ramp from 94.
Plenty of sunshine with us on this Friday afternoon, but don't let that sun fool you. It's windy and cold to be out and about. High temperatures today, hanging around 32 degrees, feels much colder in the wind. Tonight, clear skies, diminishing winds after sunset, very cold, 18. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny, but the winds kick up again, 39, down to 16 Saturday night. And on Sunday, sunny and 42. But we're into the 50s, low to mid-50s for high temperatures much of next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Sponsored by St. Louis City SC, the new MLS club is hiring stadium employees for the historic inaugural season. To work for St. Louis's professional soccer team, visit stlcitysc.com/jobs. That's stlcitysc.com/jobs. It's a partly sunny sky and currently 31 in Florissant, St. Peter's, and downtown at the Arch. Again, 1:15, we'll hear from the Department of Justice about the appointment of a special counsel to review cases regarding the former president, Donald Trump. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than four? 314-441-4444.
All right, 104 on the show here on KMOX. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler with you here. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we are going to hear from the Attorney General of the United States of America. Merrick Garland is appointing a special counsel to investigate Donald Trump. Again, this is about the documents found at Mar-a-Lago. This is not about any of the other stuff that's come up in the past. It's about that. So we're going to get that official announcement coming up in about 10 minutes or so. So stay tuned to KMOX as that news progresses throughout the course of the day. We will go to Fun Police after that, assuming there's time. Don't know how long that's going to run, but we'll see how that goes. I have a question for you two guys because you're sorry.
Real quick, go ahead and get your let us know what your weekend plans are now, so we can get to them. 314. Text us your weekend plans 314-436-7900, or you can leave us a voicemail at 314-944-1120. Tell us what you're doing, who you're doing it with, why, and what else you should be doing.
Don't get too many details on the who you're doing it with. That's
well, that's the best part.
Let's not get it's family radio.
It's not where
Ramji.
you are, but who you're with that matters. Dave Matthews.
All right. Oh, that's why I didn't know it. 314-436-7900. All right. I'm asking you guys this question because I saw it yesterday. I don't get it, but I'm not a coffee drinker, so maybe that's why I don't get
Probably.
it. You are both avid coffee drinkers. Am I correct?
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
So Red Cup Day at Starbucks is apparently a big deal.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a red cup, Kevin.
Okay, I actually have an honest. I to be honest, I don't know what Red Cup Day is because the holiday cups, the big release of the holiday cups, which happened earlier this month, that I get. I was so excited when they had the holiday cups, the Christmas trees, and the snowflakes.
Okay.
What is Red Cup Day?
So it was yesterday.
Oh.
And it's in the news, right? Because this was where the union representatives are trying to make a point. So a lot of Starbucks workers went on strike yesterday because of how this day goes. It's terrible.
How do I not know about Red Cup?
I don't know.
Day?
I
So
saw it
Red
in the
Cup
news.
Day is when they give away the reusable plastic cup, the plastic red cup.
Yep.
And they're very sought after and they're tough to get because once they're gone, they're gone.
Oh.
You know?
Are they collector's items?
Well, of course.
Yeah, so you could like sell them in 10 years for a profit?
No, but you can use them. And I think you get a discount on your coffee whenever you use the limited reusable cup.
Okay.
So it's just, and plus it's, it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's the holiday season. And so when it's the holiday season, there's nothing better than drinking out of a red cup.
But can't you bring in any cup that's reusable?
This
and
is
get a
what I was going to
discount?
ask. Can't you bring your own mug?
Yeah, but it's not red.
Or your own
do you
your
have a
own
red-
Yeti to keep it hot and nice? And
Now,
warm?
I thought they got rid of what they did for at least the time where you couldn't use your own mug,
Right.
and they wouldn't fill it up because of the COVID
Right.
thing, and they just didn't want to use.
Well, but you can always take what they give you and just go boop, 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 and pour it right in there.
That's true. You
But
could,
with
but if
the-
they give you the cup with stuff in it, then you're being charged for the cup. So you
Yeah,
know,
but
might
the
as-
red cup is reusable, so you would think that bringing your own mug would be okay. Have you had these red cups? Therefore,
have I had these red cups? Of course, I've had these red cups.
So
I got
how-
one at home right now.
how reusable are they?
They're just plastic.
And what's it worth?
Probably worth the plastic that it's printed on. I don't know. It's not worth much, but it's worth a lot to me.
I guess I just
it's
don't
about
understand
sentiment.
like why this becomes a day because there were Starbucks workers saying, "I will not go to work. That day is abuse."
Okay,
That
that
it's
seems
so-
a little.
that
That
it's-
seems a little
that
much.
it's so busy
I
that
like
you're
it.
constantly being yelled at by customers because
Yeah.
you're so far
Welcome
behind.
to the service industry. Every restaurant is like that on
No, they're not.
holidays, big
No.
games.
No, they're not.
On
No,
holidays
no.
and big games.
No,
I
have
have
you ever
never
worked in a
seen-
restaurant?
Yeah.
Retail stores on Black Friday. I've done that.
Yeah, but you didn't work on Red Cup Day.
These people work all year round at Starbucks, but this day is too much.
It sucks.
This day for them, they went through the stories. One lady's like, I mean, you spend 12 hours getting yelled at because some people are waiting 45 minutes for their coffee because there's so many people getting coffee that you just can't keep up. You physically can't keep up, and you're being
Interesting.
yelled at for this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
I
red cup is a
feel-
very big deal.
And I don't get
want
why
a red
the
cup.
red cup matters. And I would also think, isn't a plastic cup like a poor thing to hold hot
Well,
liquid
that's
in?
what I was wondering. What is it made out
Isn't
of?
that not a? I wouldn't want like hot drink in
Hey.
a plastic cup.
It's BPA free.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking of a red Solo cup. It's that type
No,
of
no, no, no,
plastic?
no. It's like it's not too different than like a water bottle you might get.
Okay. Well, 314-436-7900 if you are a barista or if you've worked at a restaurant that or a retail store that also has really busy days, like where people are camped out overnight to go to your store and people get trampled to death.
So you mean like what's going to happen next Friday?
Yeah. How is that any different than Red Cup Day?
It may not be. Except that in a lot of those cases, you don't really have to serve the customer.
Yeah.
You just kind of like guide them around. Like, hey, you go there, you go there, you go, or check them out and take their money. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I don't understand why a plastic red cup would make all the people go
Remember
to
what
one
I
place
said
at one time.
Earlier in the show, people love to freak out.
I know.
They love to freak out
Like,
about things.
That would make me not want to go to a place I like because I want to avoid the crowd. I just go somewhere else.
Yeah, but how are you going to get the red cup?
I don't want the red
This
cup.
is not the point, but this has
I
something
have
to
my
do
own cup.
with Black Friday deals and how I wouldn't sleep overnight outside of
I wouldn't either.
Best
No,
Buy
no,
or
never,
something.
never.
Okay. Can
Never
you,
done it, never will.
Are you good at bartering or negotiating? Like haggling?
If I want to.
Have you?
In my contracts? Yes.
No. Like if you're buying a mattress or a TV.
No, I mean, I think I've done it with cars at times. Like,
well, you have to with a car.
Like, the whole, your grandpa's rule. Don't buy the car until you've gone there 3 times and left and shown them you're willing to leave.
3 times.
Wow, that's a lot.
They're just going to be like, he's just going to come back.
I know.
He walked away, but he'll be back.
Yeah. I'm
Hey.
horrible at bartering.
Is this text message? It's got to be directed at me. 314-436-7900. Hey, check the attitude. Don't be so condescending and cut the "of course" remarks. Is that me?
Of course.
I don't know.
I don't remember saying
I
"of
was kind of
course."
snotty about
Anyway,
Boatman's.
You
can
Tyler.
check the attitude.
Do I have an attitude problem?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
we all agree with that. But
All right.
I don't think it's
I'll
because
tell you
of
what.
the of course.
I'll tell you what. During the break, I'll see what I can do about it.
Good job. Get to work on that. We are going to hear from Merrick Garland, the Attorney General of the United States of America, coming up in just a little bit here on KMOX.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
Yeah, I was just at a convention with for one of the major manufacturers, and they were showing all the new products, and we were discussing all the new regulations that are starting in January. With that being said, there are new changes coming up next year. But if you want to get ahead of the curve and you think you're going to replace it, but you don't want to replace the system now, here's what I'm willing to do. I can buy all the equipment if you want to buy it now and put it in at a later date. I have a feeling it's going to save you 20%, 30%, which is huge on a furnace and air conditioner. If your system is 15, 20 years or older and you know you're going to do it, probably not time to be putting it off. I mean, we have 0% financing for up to 60 months if you qualify. I can help you out. Call me, Bart Inman. One easy number in Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Just this one name, Bart Inman. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
If you're trying to sell a home, there's only one agent in town that I trust, Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system, options, and strategies to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
You had a solid retirement dream, sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with Truehold. Truehold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want. And Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since Truehold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will buy your home for today based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
Work or play, KMOX is right there with you. We go where you go.
All right, a reminder that we've got our Friday Fun Police coming up in just a little bit. You can send us your weekend plans, 314-436-7900. Amy and Ranji will probably write you a ticket. I will let you go. You can also leave us a voicemail if you'd like to describe it for us, 314-944-1120. So Fun Police Friday coming up after the bottom of the hour news, unless this press conference that we're about to go to runs a little bit long. So in a couple of minutes, or I don't know, it could be 30 seconds from now, it's scheduled for 1:15 Central Time. Merrick Garland is going to hold a press conference to make official the announcement that he is appointing a special prosecutor for the Trump investigations. So that's what we're waiting on.
A special counsel to oversee the whole criminal investigation regarding Mar-a-Lago and Trump potentially the retention of national defense information at his home at Mar-a-Lago.
And the idea behind this is you're trying to make it less political, right? Like you're appointing a special prosecutor that is not in any way appointed by a politician. That's the idea. It's not going to be perceived that way, or at least likely won't be perceived that way.
Right.
But the idea is to take, for example, Merrick Garland out of it, to take the people that have been politically appointed, to take them out of it, and allow the special prosecutor to do their work.
And it's interesting because the Justice Department, they've been talking about appointing a special counsel for weeks. And of course, we know that this week Trump announced that he'd be running for president. So this is an easy way for him to say, aha, see, they're coming after me again. This was already in the works before he announced that he would be running for president yet again.
I don't think that's going to matter. I mean, it is true that it's been discussed for a while. It's been in the news for a while that this was a possibility. But, appearance to people that don't pay attention to such details is what's going to end up. And again, I don't know where this is going to go. This could be a special prosecutor coming in saying, look, you just got to let it go. I can't find any evidence of anything. That's kind of the point of the independent
and you know
investigation.
What? Well, yeah. I mean, if that ends up being the case, they have to be clear about it and make a big production about it. Just so I think you have to show people that you are trying to be fair, that you're just trying to do a job, and that it's not political. Even though there are people, a lot of them, millions of them in this country, who will never accept the idea that all of this is not strictly political.
Yeah.
They will always think it is a political thing. So,
well, I mean, and that will be, and it already is, the narrative for Trump.
Yeah.
And that's why, one reason, perhaps maybe one motivating factor for him to make the announcement when he did that he'd be running for president. And just to clarify again, this is a special counsel that will oversee the criminal investigations into Trump's retention of national defense information at Mar-a-Lago, and also investigations into part of the January 6th, 2021 insurrection. So the goal here would be to gather more information and then have witnesses testify to a federal grand jury in the upcoming weeks.
What's fascinating is the response, and I'm talking about people that are looking at it from a legal standpoint, not a political standpoint. There are people arguing that this is a good idea, that this is the right way to go, and there are others saying this is the wrong idea, that it's a terrible strategy, that it's going to lead to delays, that it could end up making everything get dragged out even more. I'm not smart enough to know, but obviously, we're going to get as much analysis on that as we can after this announcement is coming up, and obviously in the days and weeks to come.
Look, there has to be legitimate investigations for legitimate crimes, especially if it is something serious like what happened at the Capitol, trying to interrupt the transfer of power or stealing top secret documents, whatever it is. These things have to be investigated, and that goes for any member of Congress. If it's Joe Biden, I know they're going to go after Hunter Biden when the Republicans take control of the House next year. That's going to happen. And I'm sure they're going to try to bring Hunter Biden, Joe Biden into it as well. If there's a crime committed, whoever you are, it's got to be investigated, and it has to be done without prejudice.
I mean, we did the special prosecutor, that kind of thing. What was it? Kenneth Starr. During the Clinton era. I don't believe one was appointed for the Benghazi scandal, but there were a lot of investigations on that as well. And, we're looking at an empty podium that we're waiting for Merrick Garland to come out and make this announcement. And then once he does, we'll get back to our normal programming and certainly, again, follow up on all of this in the not too distant future. Apparently, it's a fun thing in the world of government and politics to not start when you say you're going to start.
Oh,
Apparently,
nothing ever does start when it's supposed to.
Just it's going to start in 2 minutes is what we're being told now.
2 minutes or 2 o'clock?
Hopefully 2 o'clock. No, 2 minutes, I believe.
I don't know.
They said, because there was an assistant that just went up to the podium and whispered something, and I heard it in my ear, but I wasn't exactly sure what she said.
I do think, think of this. Trump just announced he's running for president. These investigations are beginning. What an exhausting process. Everything around this man is exhausting. The environment is tumultuous. It's contentious. It's distracting from very real issues at hand. And again, I know that there is an exhausted majority who are not fans of Biden, maybe, not fans of maybe super progressive policies, but are also exhausted by all of the drama and chaos that surrounds Donald Trump. That's where I think other Republicans like Ron DeSantis is going to have an upper hand. This right here, these investigations, the way that Trump just twists the narrative and takes actions that everyone's like, oh my gosh, is this even constitutional? It's exhausting.
Yeah, it is. I know.
I'm already like, oh my gosh.
Well, everybody's tired of it, but is this the kind of thing what happened on January 6th, and I know there are a lot of people who will say, yes, you should drop it. But I mean, is that really the kind of thing that we should just let go?
No,
Do we
well,
just let go of those things? Do we just let go of the taking of top secret documents? Do we just let go of those things?
I don't think you drop it, but I do think there was some type of public indictment of, like we said, the election deniers, that Trump narrative. Here he is on Truth Social saying that Maricopa County is messed up and it's corrupt and it's
Right.
fraudulent. You can only do that so long. And that's why the red wave, one reason why the red wave never happened, because the strong MAGA election denier candidates.
I think people are tired of the circus because it feels like more of a circus than at any other time, at least in my lifetime. I think people are tired of it, but I think they want things to be punished.
All right, here's Merrick Garland with the announcement that we've been waiting on.
Investigations that have received significant public attention. The first, as described in court filings in the District of Columbia, is the investigation into whether any person or entity unlawfully interfered with the transfer of power following the 2020 presidential election or the certification of the Electoral College vote held on or about January 6, 2021. The second is the ongoing investigation involving classified documents and other presidential records, as well as the possible obstruction of that investigation, referenced and described in court filings in a pending matter in the Southern District of Florida. I'm joined today by Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia Matthew Graves, and Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division Kenneth Polite. Assistant Attorney General for National Security Matthew Olson could not be here. He is currently in Germany representing the department at the G7 Home Affairs and Security Ministerial. U.S. Attorney Graves has been ably leading the investigations into the events leading up to and on January 6. He and dozens of assistant U.S. attorneys and other prosecutors have taken on the monumental task of conducting over 900 prosecutions in defense of our democratic institutions. Criminal Division prosecutors under the able leadership of Assistant Attorney General Polite have played a significant role in those prosecutions. Assistant Attorney General Olson has been ably leading the team responsible for investigating the matter involving classified documents and other presidential records, as well as the possible obstruction of that investigation. All of the career prosecutors assigned to these matters are conducting their work in the best traditions of the Department of Justice. I also want to recognize the efforts of the many FBI agents and other law enforcement personnel who are assigned to these matters. They are working courageously and steadfastly and are serving our nation honorably. I am grateful to them. We all are. The Department of Justice has long recognized that in certain extraordinary cases, it is in the public interest to appoint a special prosecutor to independently manage an investigation and prosecution. Based on recent developments, including the former president's announcement that he is a candidate for president in the next election, and the sitting president's stated intention to be a candidate as well, I have concluded that it is in the public interest to appoint a special counsel. Such an appointment underscores the department's commitment to both independence and accountability in particularly sensitive matters. It also allows prosecutors and agents to continue their work expeditiously and to make decisions indisputably guided only by the facts and the law. The special counsel will conduct parts of the first investigation I just mentioned. The investigation into whether any person or entity unlawfully interfered with the transfer of power following the 2020 presidential election, or with the certification of the Electoral College vote held on or about January 6. This does not include prosecutions that are currently pending in the District of Columbia or future investigations and prosecutions of individuals for offenses committed while they were physically present on the Capitol grounds on January 6. Those investigations and prosecutions will remain under the authority of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. The special counsel will also conduct the investigation involving classified documents and other presidential records, as well as the possible obstruction of that investigation. Today, I signed an order appointing Jack Smith to serve as special counsel. The order authorizes him to continue the ongoing investigation into both of the matters that I have just described and to prosecute any federal crimes that may arise from those investigations. Mr. Smith is a veteran career prosecutor. He began his prosecutorial career in 1994 as an assistant district attorney with the New York County DA's office. In 1999, he became an assistant U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of New York, where over the course of 9 years, he prosecuted matters ranging from gang murders of police officers to civil rights violations. From 2008 to 2010, he served with the International Criminal Court, where he supervised war crimes investigations. In 2010, Mr. Smith returned to the Justice Department to serve as chief of the Public Integrity Section, where he led a team of more than 30 prosecutors who handled public corruption and election crimes cases across the United States. In 2015, he agreed to serve as the first assistant U.S. attorney for the Middle District of Tennessee, later becoming the acting United States attorney. Most recently, Mr. Smith served as a chief prosecutor for the special court in The Hague, charged with investigating and adjudicating war crimes in Kosovo. Mr. Smith will begin his work as special counsel immediately and will be returning to the United States from The Hague. Throughout his career, Jack Smith has built a reputation as an impartial and determined prosecutor who leads teams with energy and focus to follow the facts wherever they lead. As special counsel, he will exercise independent prosecutorial judgment to decide whether charges should be brought. Although the special counsel will not be subject to the day-to-day supervision of any official of the department, he must comply with the regulations, procedures, and policies of the department. I will ensure that the special counsel receives the resources to conduct this work quickly and completely. Given the work to date and Mr. Smith's prosecutorial experience, I am confident that this appointment will not slow the completion of these investigations. The men and women who are pursuing these investigations are conducting themselves in accordance with the highest standards of professionalism. I could not be prouder of them. I strongly believe that the normal processes of this department can handle all investigations with integrity. And I also believe that appointing a special counsel at this time is the right thing to do. The extraordinary circumstances presented here demand it. Mr. Smith is the right choice to complete these matters in an even-handed and urgent manner. Thank you all.
That's the Attorney General Merrick Garland announcing the special prosecutor. Well, he's calling it special counsel, so let's call it special counsel to continue the investigations of January 6th, and then obviously the documents that have been found at Mar-a-Lago as well. All right, so we're going to have more on this, obviously, as news becomes available. Stay tuned to KMOX throughout the course of the day. We'll have updates at the top and bottom of the hour news, and of course, whenever there's more information, we will have that for you, and we will also be continuing on our normal programming on the show here on KMOX.
Have you heard the news?
I'm Megan Lynch. These are the stories making news.
Start your day with Total Information AM.
I'm Debbie Monterey.
And I'm Tom Ackerman. Debbie, Tom, and Megan bring you St. Louis's news.
What Missouri's new voting laws.
Traffic from Roger Brand.
Busy on the highways.
And the latest forecast.
I'm Anki with the meteorology scene before.
At 8.
I'm Carol Daniel.
And I'm Tom Ackerman.
It's Total Information AM expanded with more news, interviews, and in-depth story coverage.
COVID boosters.
Total Information AM on 98.7 FM, 1120 AM, and the Odyssey app.
Help make a child's Christmas wishes come true as part of the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program. It's easy to adopt an angel right from your cell phone. Visit salarmymidland.org on the website. You will see the list of angels and their Christmas wishes. Select the angel you wish to adopt by November 29th and enter your information. Go to salarmymidland.org and adopt your angel today.
Hi, Kent Newbold for Newbold Toyota. Your car is worth more than ever before, so why trust the Damages for your servicing? Come see the factory-trained experts at Newbold Toyota in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
At 1:30, it's partly cloudy and 31 degrees downtown at the Arch. As you just heard live on KMOX, Attorney General Merrick Garland has named a special counsel to oversee the Justice Department's investigation into the presence of classified documents at former President Donald Trump's Florida estate and aspects of a separate probe involving the January 6th insurrection and efforts to undo the 2020 election. The FDA has approved the first treatment that can delay the onset of type 1 diabetes for over 2 years.
Medical contributor Dr. David Agus says this is big.
Having an FDA-approved drug with a prescriptive regimen to treat this is a big advance.
The hope for the new drug,
That these children can be caught early enough to modulate down the immune system before there's too much damage.
this is the first therapy approved for prevention of type 1 diabetes. It's expected to be widely available early next year. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing is free on bond after being arrested on charges of speeding and driving under the influence early this morning. The Titans say in a statement they are gathering information. There's a crash on 55 North before Revis Barracks on the right shoulder, a stall 44 West before Antire, that's on the right shoulder as well. And the forecast is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company. Sunny and just plain cold today with the high of 32 degrees. Overnight clear sky, very cold with a low of 18. For tomorrow, sunny sky, keeping it cold, still windy with a high of 39 degrees. Are you considering life insurance? Penn Mutual's accelerated client experience makes applying for life insurance fast and easy. Ask your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL. Partly cloudy sky, 31 degrees in Florissant, St. Peter's, and downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Yeah, we're replacing the carpets too, so don't worry about that.
No fresh powder yet, but Dan's Ski Lodge has an avalanche of projects.
Those 4 rooms are getting hot tubs.
He needs a staff engineer to navigate a flurry of new requests.
And all of those will be fully ADA accessible.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, we all spend a lot of time looking at our computers. I know I do. And apparently there's a thing called CVS. And if you're wondering what CVS, or maybe you're thinking it's the store, it's actually computer vision syndrome. It's a relatively recent recognized eye problem. For obvious reasons, with the advancement of technology, we're staring at our phones. Here's the thing. When you're not staring at your phone, when you're not staring at your computer, you're blinking your eyes, and it washes your eyes. It lubricates them so they don't get dry. Well, now when you stare at your computer or your phone, you don't blink as often, and your eyes get really dry. I learned all of this from Dr. Birdie over at the Ophthalmology Associates. I see Dr. Birdie. I went and I saw him recently, and I was complaining about just like this itchy eye. My eyes kind of hurt at night, and he looked at my eyes and talked about, my lifestyle. Am I spending a lot of time looking at my computer? As also spend time outside. And you're like, well, it's probably not allergies. It's probably this CVS. And he helped me figure out what I could do to deal with it. That's because the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates, they're experts in the diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye. And you know them as Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra, Dr. Brusati, and Dr. Royer at the Ophthalmology Associates. Give them a call today at 314-966-5000, 314-966-5000, or youridoc.com.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Wonder Lights Christmas in St. Louis is brighter than ever at Worldwide Technology Raceway. The holliest, jolliest light show around is celebrating the season from November 11th until January 1st. Open nightly, rain, shine, or snow, including holidays. Tickets now available at the gate and online at WonderLightsChristmas.com. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Illinois South Tourism. WonderLightsChristmas.com.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Ah, the sweet sounds of a quiet garage door. Never heard it?
Schedule your garage door tune-up with Overhead Doors St. Louis. It's only $89.95 for the 26-point safety inspection and tune-up. That's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Add nylon rollers for a smooth, more quiet operation. The Overhead Door brand is trusted by homeowners in St. Louis since 1926. Schedule your garage door tune-up online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com or call 314-781-5200.
Your home of the Cardinals.
Arnado swings and hits it deep to left field. That ball is out of there.
The Billikens.
Jumper. Yes! Billikens win!
The Chiefs.
Touchdown! Kansas City!
We are America's sports voice. KMOX. It's Fun Police Friday. Friday on the show.
All right, it's time for the Fun Police Friday. Chris Ranchi, Amy Mark Scores, Kevin Wheeler here. We want your suggestions, not suggestions, your plans. What are you doing this weekend? 314-436-7900. You can also leave us a voicemail at 944-1120. We have Carol Daniel in studio as well. She's going to be joining us for the Fun Police Friday.
And ideally, we'd like a little bit of detail about your weekends because whenever you text in 314-436-7900, because quote from a 314, I'll be freezing my nipples off. That's not enough.
No,
we need to know what are your plans?
It's also going to be warming up a bit this weekend, so maybe you'll be okay.
Is it really going to warm up?
Well, I mean, like into the 40s.
I'm stuck on
into the 40s,
freezing the nips off.
Well, when it's cold,
what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, when it's cold,
Put a shirt on. Wear a shirt
put a
and
jacket
a
on.
Sweater.
Yeah, I mean, like a
Kevin,
hoodie
it's
will
going to
help.
be 39 over the weekend. It's not going to be.
It's going to be 40.
I mean,
Well, that's
rounding
not
up.
freezing.
It's not freezing.
Yeah,
Okay.
nothing's going to fall off your body at 39 degrees.
Look, ask Morrissey. Some people can't handle 50s.
Morrissey.
Guy canceled a concert 30 minutes in because he was too cold.
By the way, 41 on Sunday, 56 on Monday.
Wow.
What?
Yep.
What?
That's outrageous.
All right, so we gave everybody 314-436-7900 to
And-
text or call.
And you can voicemail us
Yes.
at 944-1120. Carol,
Mhm.
what are you doing this weekend?
I have a list.
I
Oh my
mean,
God, you have-
you
I know,
are so
you can't
She made up a
organized.
list.
You got that much going on.
I had to write it down.
Okay.
So when I leave here, I am going to meet some women from church. We bagged up items for a social worker. Imagine you're a social worker, you get a call, you've got to remove a child from a home. So she wanted items that she buys herself to give to the child to soften that traumatic event. So we met church last Tuesday and bagged up gummies and stuffed animals and crayons. So we're going to deliver those this afternoon. Then I'm going to go see my parents because they're in a nursing home and you have to go check on your people.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do a fish fry at home,
All right.
Oh,
Wow.
frying some tilapia.
Nice.
Gonna bread
What
it up.
style? Like what style are we talking?
I'm using oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the fry, the breading.
Is it like beer breaded or is it more like Southern style, like the
Cornmeal.
Cornmeal. There you go. There you go.
Cornmeal. Do you know who you're talking to? It's
Hey,
got to be
I like-
cornmeal.
there's a lot of choices.
There are a lot of choices, but there's really only one. And then I'm getting my hair done, getting my locks retwisted Saturday.
Nice.
And then my husband and I are going to dinner Saturday night. It is the occasional date because we are empty nesters times 2.
Date night.
The kids have left again. And through this, I said, you're not coming back this time. You've been back. You're not coming back.
how many times is
You
this?
only get one do-over. Is that what
You
it
kicked
is?
them
We
out.
raised them
One
and then they went to
do-over?
college.
Yeah.
And then they came back.
Yeah.
One pandemic, the other, they came back. And then the one moved to Chicago in July and the other just moved a month and a half ago. And
That's it now.
And I said, you
Doors
Did you
closed.
change the locks?
No, and I just realized one still has a key and they both still have the
Oh.
code.
Well, you've got to get that figured out because that could mess up sexy time.
Well, you
Good
know what? I
Lord.
should say to them, for
Amy.
sure.
My God.
Ranji, are you just going to show up at you don't know what your parents
You
are
don't
into?
know?
I mean,
Well, let me just say
I am
this.
going to puke now.
Let me just say
I mean,
that my son, they ought to know.
yeah.
You just ought to know. He loves me. I love him. We have
Yeah.
this house to ourselves now.
If the
So I
house,
don't have
if the
to-
house is a rockin', don't come knocking.
You know what I mean?
God bless America.
If the windows are steamed, don't.
Oh Oh, look at Mr. Prude over here.
Oh my God.
He's crossing his arms like, heaven forbid.
This
I
is
never talk about sexy time.
well, I never.
My reaction.
You know
was
what?
not so
And I'm
much about the
sad for
topic,
you.
but it
I'm
was that-
sad.
My reaction was not about the topic, but it was that Amy brought it up.
You know what?
Amy
I
never
know.
talks about
Well,
those things.
Amy loves me, so she's glad
That's
that I
true.
am in
She
love
feels
with my
comfortable.
husband.
Yeah, I am
She's
too.
glad that I have
You're
a
in love
healthy
with her husband?
relationship.
Well, I mean, I'm
You're
in love with this.
Carol's husband too.
I mean, yes.
Patrick's a really cool
Yes,
guy.
I am.
He's a really cool guy. I like Patrick a lot.
I bet Patrick's
He
not
is sexy.
inappropriate at work.
He
It's not
knows.
Not like you.
He's listening to KMOX. He knows.
Better be.
Yeah.
We've been married a long time. He's heard
No,
many,
that
many
is
things.
that is a
Well.
real issue. That is
Yeah,
a real
don't-
issue.
don't
The adults
just-
Listen,
Like,
Don't
plus,
open the door. Come on. I mean, if
just move out.
you're grown now.
Yeah.
Your space. You have your space.
Yeah.
How
This
about
is
this?
now our
If
space.
they walk into your house, you can walk into their apartment or house at any time.
I don't want to.
No, you don't want to.
Oh.
And I don't want to.
that'd be my nightmare. My mom
Yeah.
just walking in to my house, like, oh,
Yeah.
God, no.
And that goes both ways.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. That goes both ways.
So
I'm looking at you, Chris
we
Ronjo.
now know. We
What?
now know Saturday night.
Now, what if I
We know
show up at the
Saturday
house?
night.
Can I show up at the house?
At my house?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You talking to me?
Carol Daniel, looking
No,
right
you
at you.
cannot just show up at my house.
What do you mean?
Why would you just show up at my house?
I'll knock.
You may not get in. there
fine.
may be no
Can you
answer.
think
That's
of
fine.
anything less romantic than Ranji knocking on your door while you and your husband
Listen.
get back from a date?
You go to the
I'll
ring
just-
cam and you just see the glasses.
I will.
What?
Listen, I'll leave a message on the steamy windows. How about that?
Write it.
The
Can you
steam
write-
is on the
can you
inside,
write it?
Chris.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The steam is on the
Oh,
that's a good
some
point.
biology,
Well,
some chemistry
I'll
here.
have my own fun outside.
Ew.
Not like that.
And double ew.
Not
my
like that.
Lord.
What's just
All right,
happened?
that just.
I'm not talking
Carol,
like
Carol,
that.
After all that, you're going to church on Sunday, right?
No.
And then I'm going to church on Sunday.
Come on, you
Because
sickos.
we gotta wash that part off.
You sickos. I'm not talking like that.
I'll invite. I can't even say what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'll invite you, but it's not. I'm not. It's not truthful.
No.
It's not. It's not. I'm not being
To church.
truthful.
It's not that kind
To
of party.
church, to
Raj,
church.
you can go to church with Carol.
Oh.
I
That's
invite you
crazy.
all to my church, and then we can go out for pancakes afterwards.
Oh, I do love
What's
pancakes.
crazy is
I
we've
love
had this
pancakes.
like
Do we love pancakes?
Yes.
Bowood.
oh,
you
Bowood
had Chef
Farms.
Gerard Kraft
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
He owns Bowood
Oh.
Farms. The best pancakes in
Oh.
town.
Okay.
Tell me more about this.
Bowood.
go.
And the best scrambled eggs with this pecorino cheese and
Oh,
chives.
nice.
Let's go praise the Lord and have some pancakes, Ron.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I know that place. That's kind of in my
It's
neighborhood.
in your hood.
Yeah.
It's a
Cool.
lovely.
Oh.
It's
Carol,
lovely.
You are free.
Yeah, your weekend
bye.
plans
no,
are
no,
good.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our game.
Yeah.
You're free to go. It's the fun police.
Oh,
We're not
You're not being
detaining you
ticketed.
because you have a great
not being
weekend.
I
detained.
see.
Yeah.
That's our
Well,
game.
Yeah,
that's
so-
lovely. That's why I wrote it down because I didn't want to be
See.
held.
Yeah. No, you're not being.
No.
You know who would get a ticket would be your sons if they knocked on
And
your door.
Ranji
or
for
just
hanging
walked into
outside
your
the house.
Or Ranji. Definitely citation.
A citation.
Be so
No,
weird.
that's a
That's
X.
arrest.
You
Yeah,
must
that's
appear in
handcuffs.
court on that ticket. You cannot just
Oh, okay.
pay the fine online.
Oh,
I forgot to add one thing. I am going to start going through my Christmas decorations to throw things away.
Oh, so you're cleaning some out. Huh?
Gotta purge.
Yeah.
That's a citation.
I was
Put
going
it.
to say,
Yeah, citation for
Okay.
sure.
I
for
was
that
going to
one.
say we
No.
did that recently,
All
but
right,
the truth is
okay.
Susan did that in the not too distant past.
You didn't help at all.
I might have thrown the bag of garbage out. That might have been it. I took the garbage out on Wednesday, so that's probably my
So there was some
contribution to
stuff in
that.
there.
Yeah.
Do you
All
ever
right,
help
I-
decorate, Kevin?
I used to. I don't anymore. I do bring the tree up from the basement
What does
and put it
decorating
together.
For sure.
look
Yeah.
like to you?
To me,
Mm-hmm.
sitting and watching someone else do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the
You know,
honesty.
when I was a kid, I loved doing the tree. I loved to put it because we each, like my brother and I, we had our own ornaments and we would put our own up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got other
You're
things.
not into it at all anymore? Do you even wrap a package?
Oh yeah, I do that.
Okay.
I put them in gift bags.
I love the invention of the gift bag and the tissue. Let me tell you.
Or when I order them from the place that they're shipped from, I have them wrap it for me.
Do you ever reuse tissue? Like the gift
You're
bag
talking about
tissue?
like
Oh,
wrapping
not
all the
tissue.
time.
toilet paper
Most
tissue.
definitely.
Yeah,
Some
so-
tissue's better than others.
So
You have to
even if
reuse it.
if it's got the giveaway wrinkle, that doesn't.
For
That's
sure.
okay.
Oh,
The
yeah, I
second
don't
use
care about
wrinkle.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
No,
second use
I
wrinkle.
reuse all the gift bags.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
Gift
ever
bags,
bought a
for
gift
sure.
bag.
Yeah.
What
No.
do you put your gifts
I just
in?
reuse the ones
You just
people
get
give
you
me.
just take the
I
name
see.
tag off
Yeah.
and you put a different one on there.
That's right.
I've been known to give a gift in a gift bag and say to the recipient, "Now you reuse this bag."
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, you better reuse this
I've been
bag.
known to re-gift the entire gift in the bag.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've done that.
We all believe
done that.
you.
Yeah.
And we
I'm
all
gonna do that
believe
this year.
you.
Listen, it's called efficiency,
Yeah.
Carol.
No waste.
It's called someone didn't know you.
I'm gonna do
That's
gonna
right.
do that this year. I've
That's
got one
right.
already set in mind.
To re-gift?
Yes.
Is it still
but
in
it
the
was
bag?
part of a white elephant thing, so
Oh,
it wasn't
well,
like
there
an
you go.
actual gift.
There you go.
But I'm like, it's already wrapped, it's already in there, so somebody's
Was
getting
it a
that.
NASCAR wall clock?
How did you know?
I had a feeling.
What?
No, it's
Did
not.
you
a
give it to him?
NASCAR.
Oh, okay.
No, but that was one that thing made its rounds.
Carol, thank you.
Thank you all. It's
You're
a
the
fun.
best.
I listened last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me to be part of it.
You
Carol?
are free to have a great weekend.
Thank
And
you.
I'll see you Saturday night.
I won't be there. I'm going out to dinner.
You may
Did
not see me, but I'll see you.
Did you not listen
What?
to the list?
Hey,
What?
listen.
You didn't listen. I said we're going out to dinner Saturday night.
I know.
I thought that was the sexy time.
I'll be outside.
Oh,
Oh,
after the oysters.
I'll be. Oh my God.
Listen, we should be healthy.
Carol just put Ranji on his heels.
I am here for it.
Oh.
I am here for
We're
it.
gonna
Your
take a short-
furniture looks great from the lawn.
We're gonna take a short break so Ranji can get up off the floor. We've got our weekends plus some text line messages as well right here on the show.
Medicare open enrollment starts October 15th and ends December 7th. Claim the State Health Insurance Assistance Program is your trusted Medicare resource in Missouri. They're not an insurance company and don't sell anything. Counselors help you compare and enroll in plans. Check if you qualify to lower your Medicare costs and more. Call 1-800-390-3330. Claim, assisting Missourians with Medicare since 1993. Funding provided by Missouri Department of Commerce and Insurance through ACL.
All right, since we're talking about the weekend, I already have a lot of my weekend set up. I'm going to get yelled at during the Fun Police, but I'm going to be watching a lot of college football. I'm going to be watching a lot of professional football. All that's going to be happening. And I know that what I have in the freezer waiting for me for my football viewing pleasure is the Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza. Right now, I am looking at, which one did I have? I forgot what no. I didn't get the Hawaiian this time. I went for the bacon cheeseburger. That's what I'm going to be having. I haven't decided yet whether it's tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know, maybe both. I got a couple of them, so maybe I'll just double up on the fun. But the Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a great thing to have sitting around on the weekends. You're going to get that half pound of award-winning mozzarella cheese on every pizza. Yep, half pound. They don't try to hide everything with cardboard box or anything along those lines. Clear plastic wrapper lets you see everything there, including the high quality and high volume meat and veggie toppings. So whether you're going for the Supreme, the all meat pizza, the Hawaiian, the cheeseburger pizza, pepperoni sausage, whatever, you're going to see exactly what you're going to getting. And in the beauty of it is while it's all cooking up in the oven, you get to have all the smells so that when it comes out, you're absolutely ready to go. And it's right there for you in the freezer aisle at your favorite store. Go pick yourself up some Brew Pub, lots of matzo pizzas for the weekend.
KMOX news time is 1:48. Donate a car and get a tax receipt and tickets to the St. Louis Aquarium at mersgoodwill.org.
Are you concerned about outliving your money? Well, how would you like to have guaranteed growth and a lifetime of income you may never outlive? Join me, Ben Coons, for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, heard here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on KMOX Radio. You can also call me now for your complimentary retirement and income book at 844-513-SAFE. That's 844-513-7233.
Get ready for a one-of-a-kind audio-visual experience. Timeless and everlasting. KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more, live in concert, 3 p.m. Saturday, December 10th at Enterprise Center. Don't miss this holiday tradition. $1 of each ticket sold to the 3 p.m. show will go to SSM Health Cardinal Planet. Get full ticket and show details on the events page at KMOX.com.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health, suicide, or substance use crisis, call, text, or chat 988. There is hope. The Lifeline works. 988 for 24/7 confidential support. A message from the Missouri Department of Mental Health.
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. Over the past decade, Coalition Life has served thousands of women in crisis pregnancies, helping to save the lives of the children that they carry. Help us build a better community while also reducing or completely eliminating your Missouri taxes with a 70% tax credit. A $1,000 donation today to help these women could cost you as little as $141 out of pocket. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com. Thank you.
Charlie Brennan sees clearly thanks to Dr. Bertie and Malhotra. You can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
Get 4 tickets to the St. Louis Aquarium when you donate your car to Goodwill. It's easy, towing is free, and you'll get a tax receipt too. Dive in and check it out at mersgoodwill.org.
Give hope. Give local. Give Goodwill.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. Planning a road trip this fall? Maximize your fuel economy by inflating tires to proper pressure and packing light. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million ththings for our planet. What's your one thing?
The show, sponsored by Straight Realty, your St. Louis area experts. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this.
The show on KMOX.
All right, don't have a lot of time to wrap up the Fun Police Friday. Great time with Carol Daniel joining us in the last segment. We got a few coming in on the text line at 314-436-7900. Plus, we have to lay out our weekends. Who would like to go first? What do you
I'll
got?
go.
Amy, you go.
Amy.
Okay, so tonight I'm going to my friend Noah's house for Shabbat dinner. She cooks a wonderful Shabbat dinner on Friday night. So
You mentioned that before.
Yep.
That's an experience.
Oh, it's so good. Yes. And so obviously they do it every Friday night. And she invited me, and I'm very excited this weekend to do that. And tomorrow I'm going hiking and then to the Musial Awards.
Oh, you're
which
going.
will be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yep. And then Sunday, long run and coffee and breakfast with my friends.
Oh, yes!
That's a good weekend.
That is a good weekend.
Wait.
Sorry, I should have played that last segment.
Which friends?
My running friends.
Nah,
Oh, my God.
running friends are
dude.
They're pretty fun, though.
No, that's a good weekend, Amy. You're free to go.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
What do you think, Ron? You or me?
Yeah, well, I'll go ahead and go. It's not anything that I can tell you about, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going to
probably
see some friends
stupid.
tonight. I'll see some friends tomorrow. And this is what I know for a fact: I will not be staying home until 10 o'clock so I can watch election returns because there's no election.
Yeah.
So
you did that last weekend.
I
huh?
did, and then on Sunday it's Fields Day, so I'm
That
going to
would
have
be,
a great.
a Bears reference.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields is their quarterback.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yep,
he is.
and he lost to the Lions last week.
He didn't lose to the Lions.
Is he
Their
wearing the uniform?
defense did.
Is he wearing the uniform? He lost.
Also on Saturday, I have some plans with Carol and Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they don't know it yet,
That is,
but
that is legit going to get you locked up.
Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. What are these? Why are there footprints in the yard? No,
man.
I will be. We're gonna have a good time.
Nice, very
That's
nice.
pretty vague.
Yeah.
I like to keep my plans vague.
I know, because you're flaky and
makes it tough.
non-committal.
That's true.
I am giving him a citation for ambiguity.
Okay.
I'm getting cited for my
Yes.
ambiguity.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
You're
All right.
super flaky and sus.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can redeem it. Just tell us what you did Monday, and then we can, be
I
like,
will.
You're out of jail if you're good.
You know what? You're not wrong, Amy. I am totally sus.
Yeah. What's Kevin's stupid weekend?
Stupid weekend. So tonight is just a dinner night. I'm actually, I think I'm going to grill it, but it might be too cold. But I'm doing flank steak. It's already been marinating for about the last 18
I
hours.
love flank steak.
Yeah,
I really do.
So I'm doing that tonight with some sweet potatoes and stuff. And it's going to be just like movie night. I think probably something like
Okay,
that.
that's
the
fun.
two of us.
That's fun.
Tomorrow
I
will be
approve.
mostly a college football day. Probably some video games. Sunday though, going to the lake. Not the lake, but a friends of ours live on a lake.
Mhm.
They used to be our next door neighbors. They're not now. We're going for a party on Sunday.
And
then
Okay.
football mixed in with that.
it's a little arrogant to call yourself the lake. There's like a million
Well,
lakes.
The lake when you're around here is
The Ozarks.
yes,
Lake
That's
St.
not where
Louis.
We're going.
I thought it was Lake St. Louis.
No, it's the Ozarks.
No, we're not going to either of those.
A couple of texts.
But we
Oh
will
wait,
not be. We will not be swimming in the lake or anything. The house is on the lake. We're going to be grilling and footballing and just
Okay,
drinking.
that sounds legit.
Yeah.
you get a citation.
Nope.
Yeah,
Not
you get
this
a
week.
citation.
Last weekend I deserved it. This one's going to be a good weekend.
Texter from a 314 going to Indiana to watch the men's SLU soccer
Oh.
team play in the NCAA.
Yeah.
I am all on board with the
They had a good
NCAA
victory
tournament.
the other day.
I'm-
Second round here.
I'm giving you a citation on Indiana, though.
But that's where the game is.
I know.
Sorry,
but
the match.
Sorry.
That's where the match
Too
is.
bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Indiana, I like Indiana.
Oh, that's a citation.
I don't like Ohio.
Yeah.
What? Ohio is?
Ohio is the worst.
No, it's not.
It's not a great
Let's
state.
be
I mean, it's got
honest.
problems.
They're all the same.
No, they're not.
Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Ohio. It's basically the same thing.
Mm-mm.
When you're driving
Wrong.
through it, I mean. Not
Citation for a stupid opinion.
No,
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
a really
driving
bad-
through it,
that's
it's
a bad
all the
opinion.
same. Until you get to like the Smoky Mountains and stuff, until you get to the oceans or something, it's all the same drive. It's fields on one side and fields on the other side and lots of trucks.
I love fields.
We're not talking
Justin.
We're not
All
talking
right,
football
another
anymore.
another texter. Today I've got the company rec soccer game, the old farts versus the youngsters.
That's good.
It is tomorrow. I'll be busting out the Christmas stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Booyah.
And
Yep.
and said booyah. He's getting a citation for booyah
Yeah, you were
because
doing
that's
so well.
20 years old.
He
Yes.
was doing so well until
And it's
Abuya.
retired.
Yeah, Stuart Scott had that one going, like you said, 20 years ago.
Another texter, 314, heading to Los Angeles to see Elton John at Dodger Stadium.
Oh my gosh!
That's great.
And guess who was playing with Elton John or opening? Brandy Carlisle. Like one of my favorites of all time. And she idolized Elton John growing up. So Brandy Carlisle.
Is she the I think we're alone now?
No.
She's the
Brandy Carlisle is like
she's the
Oh, I'm thinking of
Oops, I Did It Again.
No, oh my gosh.
That's
You
that's
guys are the
Britney
worst.
Spears.
No, I think she's nominated for like 7 Grammys. She's won a ton.
Fair
When you know
enough.
how Barack Obama puts out his list of his favorite songs at the end
Oh,
of the
that's
year?
the Go-Go's lady.
Yeah, no, the joke was the song that Brandy Carlisle had that I
Oh,
believe.
Belinda Carlisle.
Yes.
Oh, wait, that's not the same person.
No.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Brandy Carlisle is amazing.
Okay.
And she's with Elton John at Dodger Stadium. That one,
That's cool.
police escort, Air Force One, really.
Yeah.
to get
Air
him
Force
there.
One.
Air Force One.
Yeah,
Air Force
okay.
One to get him there.
Look,
Good job, 314. That's a good weekend plan right there.
guys. Yeah.
All right.
I
Raji?
hope we never see you
Good
again.
day. Thank you. Raji, stay away from Carol's house. Otherwise, have a fine weekend, you two. Oh, no, we're sticking around. We're going to be talking to DGS after the top of the hour news. All of us together.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna hang out.
How about that? That's
We should
coming
do
up
that
after
more
the news.
often.
I think maybe it's a good idea.
Do you have a plumber you can call on at any time of the day or night when you're having an emergency with your plumbing system, whether it's residential or commercial? Beast Plumbing is who you should have in your contacts. I'll give you that information in just a moment. This is Bo Matthews. Till